What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the Panther City Rebellion podcast. My name is Justin Ross. With me, as always, Mr. Dustin Schneider.
Hi.
In the house.
Happy Tuesday.
Buddy, you've had a week.
It's been a hell of a week.
Are we just going to skip to why you're wearing the hat?
We'll get to that.
Fuck no. I have been waiting since you teased it.
Relax. It's all good. I teased it at the end of the show last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's all about everybody else.
Right
at
the
very end of the show.
Fucking end, too. You were just right there. And then you were like, by the way. And I was like, you son of a bitch. We could have talked about that for an hour.
We could have.
Did you get to meet him?
We could have.
Damn it, son of a bitch. We are coming to you from Platinum Music Complex, located in North Richland Hills, Texas, the world's largest practice studio there is.
And it's been proven.
Hands down, it has been proven.
We finally proven it.
Yeah.
Yes, I finally looked it up, and this does actually come up as the largest rehearsal complex
in the world.
In the world.
Yes. We are coming to you from inside at the Dead Room Studios, and if you want to be a part of the show, make sure you go and visit us at the door of C101 if you're in the building, and sign up on the list right outside the door.
There's a long hallway on the north side of this building, and we're right at the end of the long hallway, and there's a little thing you can sign up, and we're going to start shooting those emails out.
To the folks that have come out and that have signed up on it, we are getting to you, but please make it legible. Some of them are really hard to read. Love you. But yeah. Some of them I literally get I was looking at it, I was like...
Write it out with your right hand.
Texaco? Dale's Shop? I don't know.
Well, some of them have got to be fake, right?
Please be fake. Please. Yeah. Please, just what am I emailing here?
Is there an Oliver Close-Off?
Oh, I didn't put an order in.
Amanda Hug and Kiss.
For 40 purple dildos. What is this?
What's going on?
Also, School of Music up here at Platinum, man, they have a school. They are teaching kids left and right. So make sure you check that out, PlatinumLessons.com, or go to PlatinumMusicComplex.com. You can find it there. And they have a few spots available, so make sure you check that out.
And they get to play with expensive gear.
Yes, they do.
I'm
inside a
jealous.
really nice recording studio, the whole nine.
Stuff I never had as a kid.
I know. Trust me. Yeah. When the days of us being stuck in a room with a 4-track, we thought we were
Tascam
badass.
4-track.
Yep.
Yeah. Look what I can do.
I used one of those.
Shit, Dad, I made it.
Look,
hell yeah.
I made a tape.
Damn. I put a whole vocal on here. Sweet.
In my Memorex tape.
Yeah.
Memorex.
So, did you see this thing about the Zimbabwean comedian that outed the Lion King's intro? Have you guys seen anything about this? And he came out and he was like, it's a comedian, and he comes out, he's on a podcast, and he's talking about the opening line, the opening chant, right? But what it really says is, look, it's a lion. Oh my God, it's a lion. That's what it says.
Yeah.
He is being sued.
By Disney for ridiculous.
No, not Disney. The dude who wrote and composed and produced and composed the whole song and performed it.
Yeah.
He is suing him for $27 million.
Well, I also heard Disney's getting on the back end of this, too.
Well, if they do, they're going to have to go all the way back to July 19th of 2019, where Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner, I think I'm saying that right?
Eichner.
Yeah. Eichner were in a podcast to do with The Lion King, where they almost had the exact same conversation that happened in this podcast, where they talked, and it's the same. They're talking about the same thing. You can look it up on YouTube. It's all over the place. I'll put a link in here for it. But I was like,
had nobody looked that up before?
So wait a minute. Why are you going to go? You're going to go after this comedian but you're not going to. What? That doesn't work. You can't do both. You can't just do one without the other, sir.
If you ever go on safari in Africa, that is a thing they make fun of. That whole Lion King song, yes, they make fun of it all. The, what are they called? The Maasai make fun of it. It's a big thing. When they do their little night of dancing around the fire and you hang out and watch them do their thing, they make fun of that song. They make fun of the Lion King. It's like a whole
So it makes me wonder if they're going to add that to it now. If it's going to be like, look, it's a lion. Oh, my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit's hilarious.
Is that going to happen?
Good.
Shit.
I don't know.
There was a dude in Ireland when we were over there, and he had this whole skit down where he had everybody. He's like, I want everybody, take your beer. I don't want you to hold it. I want you to put it above your head with both hands. I don't want you stare into this thing lovingly. Look at that thing like you're falling in love. And then everybody in the bar is holding their beer up, and they're all staring into it lovingly. And then he's like, "Nah, Sabana," like the Lion King. I was like, dude, that is pure gold, my friend. And then he proceeds to go through a montage of all the Disney songs for about 20 minutes, and I'm like, there's cover bands, and then there's that. That is on a whole nother level.
It's good. Whole different astral plane.
Over there, I think you get like 45 minutes to play a show. But in that 45 minutes, it is nothing but sing-alongs. Like,
Yeah.
I've never heard John Denver and Oasis in so many bars at one time.
Yeah. Even all the way out in Dingle.
Yeah.
I was,
Oh.
Whiskey in a Jar.
Careful.
You get that a lot. I heard that a million times in Ireland. It seemed like every city we stopped at, every bar, you go eat at night, and Whiskey in the Jar is played at least once.
Man.
And then, John Denver was a big player, and Oasis. Irish Oasis.
Yes, and they are proud of it.
Yeah.
It's
And I never understood
it's
that.
You got to have these songs like in your do you remember back in the day, like especially in Fort Worth, like on monitors, it used to say "No Wagon Wheel." It would say it real big on
I never
tape across the monitor. "No Wagon Wheel."
Yeah.
If you went to any like Filthy McNasty's or Rodeo Exchange or any of the song swap places, that's what you would see. "No Wagon Wheel." I think now it says, what is it? The Stapleton did.
Oh, no Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, no Tennessee whiskey. No Tennessee whiskey. Absolutely not.
Sean won't play Brown Eyed Girl.
That is true. That's on my. I used to have $100. We used to play at Will Hoyt's, the first band I was in called Fake Jerry, and we'd always have inevitably, the same cover. So we had we'd take the Soup of the Day sign and we'd chalk it out and we'd write the 3 songs that we'd play for $100 to $200, and on any given night they'd play it. We'd be like, we'll play it 4 times. I don't get it was Brown Eyed Girl, Mustang Sally. You could also pay an extra $50 to let your girlfriend play tambourine with us, which is always a disaster.
That's epic.
Always a disaster.
That's epic.
That's so great.
So many people have fallen off that weird little stage, like playing tambourine, like they just lose it and then just fall. And then the third, Brown Eyed Girl, and the other one was, it's Sweet Home Alabama. God. So we'd rock. I mean, we'd crush them, but you're going to drop 100 in the soup du jour.
We should introduce our guests so people that are watching know who the hell we're.
We should go ahead. Yes, do it.
Go ahead. It's all you, buddy.
Yes, joining us on the couch is one Sean Russell. Mm-hmm. You may know him from the Cutthroat Finches.
Yeah.
And his lovely wife, Honey. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome.
Hi.
I write most of the songs
talking
about her anyway. So I thought, hey, let's go on this show.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, it will.
All I know is I was gardening, and then Sean's like, "You remember we're doing the podcast tonight?" And I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
yes,"
Sweet.
because we talked about it, and the days fly by, and here we are.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Happy
nice to
to
have
be
you
here.
both. She
Thank
also
you.
thinks I'm setting her up for something, which I'm not.
He does.
I would do that. If
kind
I
of
would have
thing
thought of it, I
sometimes.
would have set up something.
We should have set up something.
I
Well, I mean,
know.
there is a reason you're here.
I mean, there is a reason
Great.
you're here.
I'm waiting patiently.
Matt,
And,
Matt, did you get the outfit yet?
The outfit. What outfit?
You know the outfit.
I don't know.
The French maid outfit.
and more importantly, Matt,
Serving
are
drinks.
you still jarring?
The jar still exists. Yeah, it's making its way to the top.
Jesus, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And
I
I'm
know.
so freaked out.
Yeah, you guys are going to go back about 4 episodes to figure out what that's all about.
I'm so
Okay.
freaked out.
It's when he comes in here with a mason jar.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna get real. There's like a GI Joe at the bottom of it. It's gonna get real weird.
That are my auto-tune songs,
Dude, Jesus
which you were
Christ.
witness to last week.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know about
Yeah, my wife came in while I was editing that. She was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "Don't just go back to bed, honey. I love you."
So, Sean, you recently won an award,
We did.
like just 2 nights ago.
we did.
Yeah.
We
How many
did.
did y'all get?
We got one. We got
one?
we didn't release an album last year. We're releasing one now, but so we were in the Best Americana Act for 2025, and we won for the Fort Worth Weekly Music Awards.
How was the award show?
It was great. I mean, it was it didn't seem like I think it surprised everybody. It started so fast because like there was some music. All of a sudden, they started announcing awards, and then a bunch of people weren't quite there yet for the first round of awards. About half the people weren't there, and then they arrived. They're like, oh. I didn't think they really started at 4 o'clock. I mean, they really started like 4:30. I think they kicked it off.
That was one of the things that threw us off. Well, first I had forgot all about it, and that morning messages started coming through. Are you going? Are you going? Are you going? You guys can go? And I was like, we got too much stuff going on, and I had a massive migraine,
Ooh.
and so it's kind of like, no, I'm not going to go. And then it starts at 4:30. What? What is that? 4:30. That's. I don't know. There's not going to be a lot of people there because that's just when they wake up.
Yeah, I was going to say it's right on the end of nap time.
Who all, everybody that played
Get the engine running again.
Saturday night, they're just rolling out of bed.
Yeah, you're not going to get the top tier athletes from the night before showing
Yeah.
up.
You
that
hear
early.
that, Newquist?
Yeah. And then, like,
Matt Mabe had to set an alarm just to get there at 4:30. So
Well, I mean, he
I
does
believe
play
that.
what 20 bands?
and so I got a message from Richard Keller because I sent him a message. I was like, we were nominated for some stuff. We're not going to get it. All the categories were stacked against us. I mean, album, song, those 2 categories were stacked.
yeah,
And I think the other ones were guitarist and then metal. And then he sent me a message like, well, y'all won metal. But I told him, I said, well, if we do, go up. If we get anything, just go up there and get it. None of us are going to make it out there.
right.
And because even the guys, I sent them a message. I was like, hey, the award show's today. Does anybody want to go? And they're like, I'm at softball with the kids, and I'm at such and such with the kids, and everybody's doing family stuff. And I was like, yeah, 4:30 is a weird time. And
It is. Yeah, it's so hard. It's hard planning anything with our friends that are musicians because it's like we just have to. If you invite like 50 people, then 4 or 5 won't be working that night. Or
Yeah.
at
Well,
some
especially
event.
if they have day jobs. It's like
Yeah.
you know that they're going to be playing on the weekend. During the week, they're going to be working. And
Right.
then just to get anything done, it's like,
That's right.
yeah.
And we got 2 band members with kids, little kids at the house. So getting away for anything like that is tough. So I've got a rotating cast. I mean, some of the members were there, because it's just now a mix of so many different people that play in the band now.
we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that.
But it was kind of like I don't even ask I limit the time I ask like Drea, my niece, like and Rob with their young kids. I try to limit the times when I really want them to be there because I know it's gonna cost them to have to be there, more than it does me. So try to respect that time. Even though I'm just like, why do you guys, you have these kids, they're not helping my music career at all. Is what
Everything.
I started to.
Hey, listen, man. I got a drummer and a fiddle player in the same. We're in the same boat, bro. He got one she's just turning 3 years old, and the drummer just had his baby in December. Like I'm just like, oh boy, yeah.
Both my guitarists have kids that
Love
are
you
in
guys, but
select
shit.
sports.
Oh yeah.
And so then you go to these baseball and softball festivals for
Yeah.
the entire weekend. And then the singer has a son that's into all sorts of crazy stuff. So I never hold any of them hostage over stuff. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Do a
you show
little
up, show up.
juggling.
You can't,
My
you
life's
can't.
on a weird scale, I had kids young, and then I was coaching soccer young, and then I was done with kids when all my friends weren't. We're just starting to have kids. I mean, just the whole cycle of my life is. I look back now and think it was all in the wrong order and the wrong time. So then I had to just drink my way through my 40s, to make up for it.
Yeah,
Which
it'd
I
be
did.
nice to sit all
Pretty
our
good
bands
work.
down and go, listen, let's all get on the same schedule here with kids.
Yeah, it's like
All your
let's not
kids
be
need
selfish.
to be 21 like mine are, so that way they're all good.
Yeah, my daughter's turning 20 this year.
That's right.
Let's hurry it up
Yeah.
here. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get you guys out the door here. Come on. Come on.
Come
Come
on.
on.
We got
You can
things to
graduate a
do.
year early.
Your
You take
kids can
summer
be-
school. You're in.
It can be your crew. They can help you carry your gear. They can be your roadies.
If you train them up right, yeah. They'll
Yeah.
sell your merch.
Yeah, there you go. They'll run the merch stand. That's what they all need to be. Yeah, and then I got a message that it was over, and it was like over at like 7:00.
I got there. Tony Diaz was you couldn't be there, so I ended up announcing the last set of awards. I thought he was joking because I'm not used to Newquist ever offering a microphone to me when he's in the room because he knows I was just restraining all the things I wanted to say. That I mean, if 2 whiskeys, Sean would have definitely said all those things that were in my brain, but I restrained
A little
myself.
tame.
I pulled it back in.
Proud of you, buddy. Breathe.
But yeah, but it was still such an opportunity.
Just
But
missed.
You know, the last time you were on our show, on the old JJTM show, was the you had poked the bear a little bit.
oh yes, indeed.
In
And we were talking
Bayer
about
County.
that.
Yeah. The beautiful. Yeah. I don't recommend their accommodations, by the way.
No,
Who's this?
The Barrett County Jail.
no, you'd poked the Fort Worth scene a little bit.
Oh, that bear.
That bear.
Okay.
You'd
Yes.
poke that and
Mini
and,
I thought you were
bears.
talking about the different
No.
bear, like Bear County. I thought you were talking about. So
and some people got their
But that's a
their-
whole nother story that we're going to
feathers.
get to.
It is.
We'll circle back around.
They got their feathers ruffled and a little upset, but how do you feel about? Do you think things have changed since then?
I think it's funny at the time. What I got flack from some people because I've just by speaking up and using the time that I have when I am in an interview or anything like that. Like I want to talk about my music, but like the overall scene really does matter to me. The community around it. It's funny. Luke Wade was in town, last week, and we got to play a show with him over at Birdie's, and just being on that old stage and remembering a lot of the stuff that we just love. Plus, it was always on our way home for us because it's close to our house. So it was a great last call or two. Before we'd go home, but just Luke was talking about it. He's talking about this community thing that's like it requires that people they see something that they are a part of as greater than their individual ideas about stuff. So in the military, I was in the military, and we had that, where it was like, look, you can be whatever. You can be a racist. You can be a jerk. You can be this religion. You can be what. It doesn't matter. We have this purpose that's bigger than that. And I felt like music was that way, but I'll be honest, some of the backlash that I got from people individually and some weird assumptions, I don't know. I realized that everybody didn't ask me to be their spokesperson for these things, and so everybody may not feel the way I do about it, of course, and I want to respect that, but I mean, it's always been my intention because I think it's to make it better and hoping to find ways to, just things that I feel like they're in a real community and a more collaborative effort with the city, because the city's willing, but I think there's a lot of times they just don't know what to do and how to spend that money, and then they've run into programs where they piss off these people because only these people got this benefit, and then they're dealing with 90% backlash for something good that they tried to do, and that's kind of how I feel about it. After that bear poking that you're speaking of is some of the backlash I got over time, over the last year, for instance, has been weird that I got poked that way.
And you're just
people
telling
don't
the
really
truth.
know me. Yeah,
I mean, you're just telling what's really out there. That's
Yeah.
all it is. A lot of people want to ignore some stuff that's going on
Right.
in our music scene, but you were just being honest and upfront.
Yeah, I don't follow you for that.
And just,
I think it's worse than what I think it's gotten worse. I think there's more threats, and I think people, I would just say the one thing that stood out to me, we talked about, AI music and all that, and that incoming, and it was funny, everybody's reaction acted like I was the one who farted in the elevator, and it's like, I didn't fart in the elevator. I'm telling you, a fart's coming, and it's going to stink this place up.
and it's stinking right now.
It is, and now Spotify is getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 50,000 AI songs a week right now, and maybe 80,000 in a year are from real people normally. You know, I mean, I don't know, some just completely disproportionate number. You know, and I would never listen to AI music. Music matters to me. Blah blah blah. That's what people say, but they don't pay attention to where it's like it's the same way we are with food. You know, it's like, oh, I care about animals and food. It's like, do you know where that came from? I mean, do you care where you're putting that in your body? You know, like, I mean, if they don't care about stuff they're going to eat, you think they're going to care about what they listen to,
like
whether it's a
deli
robot
ham.
or not? Like, you know what? There's rumors about that ham.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Goddamn Vienna sausage. Don't shit on it. All right.
You don't have to. It's already there.
It's already there, buddy.
Yeah, that would be an improvement.
That would be, wouldn't it? Damn it.
Yeah,
It was always the last call, too. Like, you go to 7-Eleven and you're hungry and there it is, staring at you.
It is.
Or the
It's
Lunchable.
gross.
Stares from the deep bottom shelf. where it
You'd have to
belongs.
be, like, really shit-faced, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there, but I
Yeah.
think I lose vision that low in the rafters.
He's more in the freezer section along
Yes,
the wall.
I'm more of
where
a-
the ice cream is.
Ice cream sounds like a good
My
idea.
favorite was always getting the Frito bag and then just going over to the chili and cheese and pouring it into it. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea. Now I'm sad I missed that opportunity, that heartburn opportunity.
Oh, miles of heartburn, sir. Yeah.
So as we're talking about things you've been doing and going through and building and making chronologically here, Rally Point.
Yeah.
That happened in September?
November. It was
November?
right on Veterans Day weekend, or
That's
the
right.
weekend that. Yeah, it was on Veterans Day weekend that week. Or that happened to fall on Veterans Day weekend, so
Out
it
at-
was the first time.
Magnolia Motor Lounge, first time.
Yep.
Is this going to be an annual thing?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yep.
Cool.
And I think it's when I hadn't really gotten involved in the veteran community since I got out. I didn't really know. I just never really ran into them or crossed paths with a lot of veterans necessarily. When I did, it was always like kind of, there's still always an instant bond and respect that's there, which I love. But I think there was an opportunity to go to Zach Brown's ranch. He was a Navy vet, and he has this thing called Warrior Song. The camp is called Camp Southern Ground. And I would tell you, if you have any veteran friends or family, campsouthernground.org has a lot of great resources 9 months out of the year. Most of what they do is recovery of various sorts for veterans, addiction recovery stuff, but also, PTSD. It also might be, soldiers coming home and they're adjusting to a wheelchair or to a handicap of some sort. They get to be there with their family. They pay for everything. And I mean, it's all first class. And it's 100 acres of his ranch that he's dedicated to this. And then the other 3 months are to underprivileged kids in the Atlanta area, especially, that he brings out. But, I didn't know a whole lot about Zach Brown, honestly, other than that he was a veteran. I hadn't listened to a lot of his music and all that before that. But it was just, they just treated, for a lot of those guys getting out and getting reconnected with them and seeing the variety of struggles that they go through up close. I knew about them, it's not like I wasn't aware of it, but then seeing it up close and seeing the effect on them, kind of just lingered with me and kind of reinvigorate, or I guess for the first time I felt like I had some kind of place, like music and how important it is to some of these guys. And for me, I realized what a community I found, in music when I got out. I just had no identity when I got out. I feel like, I just kind of, it was just, my job was just to work and provide for my kids and all that stuff. And I just had no identity at all. So I just really drifted, kind of in those years until I found music. So I kind of realized that place that music can have, and that's different. I mean, it means something different. And a lot of these guys, they've served 20 plus years, in the military. And so Zach Brown's idea was he gets these guys out to come and just these ringer, like Grammy winning songwriters. And we had the the Grateful Dead's lawyer was there, and they had the guys who started Music Box and some other a variety of different platforms, digital platform stuff. And Prince's old engineer was there. I mean, it was a crazy mix of people that would come and talk to us about songwriting, sit around the fire with us. They'd like to hear our stories, help us put them into songs and everything. But it was really cool. And after that, I came back and I was like, I want to do something, around music. And so I kind of reconnected with some of those guys, brought them out. and launched that thing with a group called the Air Power Foundation, and they were already working. And I didn't want to start a nonprofit and have to deal with all that. I just was like, I need kind of a backing to be able to bring this together. And then if we kind of show what it will be, which is a showcase of their music and help. I assigned different musicians, like Max Cusin actually set up, with a veteran guy that was, probably 40 some odd years old, and Max was like maybe 21. He was definitely drinking. That doesn't mean he was 21, but he was definitely drinking. But anyways, he kind of learned the music, taught it to the other guys, coordinated the deal. So each of these guys got to really showcase and have some it was James Hinkle playing and a great group of musicians. Nick Tittle and Rowdy were there, and Jorts got up there and played with a guy that does hip hop. He was a military vet named Benny Smoke that plays in town.
Benny Smoke. Shout out.
Man, he was great, and it was such a great mix. And George gets up there, and it's like, this guy's a Grammy-winning, artist. It plays with Wu-Tang Clan and Tyler the Creator and other people in the studio, and he's the guy Ringo Starr called to play drums for him when he went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like the list of people, and he just got back from playing with St. Vincent down at Luck Reunion, and like I said, he volunteered his time to come out there and learn this guy's music and make it a deal. I was so proud of the music community for stepping up like that. I mean, everybody that could be there was there, even though I didn't have a place to use all of them. And Mags, helped us out, and so it was a great thing. It was exhausting, and I was so glad when it was over. Sadly, many events that I volunteer for, it's like the hard work that goes into it. I'm so glad when it's over. I'm like, I can't wait. We're almost there. Yeah,
it's a lot, man. You put together an event, and you're the guy running it.
Yeah.
People don't realize how much actually goes into that, not just physically, but mentally.
She does.
Yeah. I mean,
she sees all the best parts of me when those things are happening. And I'm just staring at the wall, or I'm up in bed on my phone, like thinking, oh, yeah, I got to email this press guy about whatever. It's like, oh, God, just can't turn my brain off enough. There's not enough THC on Earth.
And the bad thing is that sometimes you don't even get to enjoy it. It's just... You're
flies
stressed
by,
out, it's going, then that day
Yep.
hits, it flies by, and it's gone. It's like a wedding.
It is like a wedding.
That is something that she talks about all the time, because she can tell when I'm not there. You know what I mean? And that's the sad reality. Is some of the biggest things we've had, some of the most amazing, like for musically in our career in the last 2 years, probably been the biggest things I've done. I mean, more than I ever, when I started, thought I would ever be doing. But she can tell that, like, my, I'm not really all there always in the moment to really enjoy it. I'm already thinking of the next thing, and that's a terrible, terrible habit. I know it's just that ambition and drive, like it's just got to keep it going. There's no time to rest and enjoy, but it's not smart, is it?
I just give him the gentle reminder to just be here.
Yeah.
And it's the hard part's done. You prepared, and what else are you going to do? It's executed, and breathe and enjoy yourself, because this is your baby.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Totally.
And I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
Have you started planning this year's yet?
No, I have not.
One thing
Little
at a
early.
time.
Now, you know what? Now that you say it, now I'm going to wake up tonight and be like, I probably should reach out. Dustin, he was probably hinting at I need to know.
Yeah, maybe we could do a live podcast out.
I mean,
in
you've
front.
got other things on your plate right now.
Yeah, I know.
You've got at least,
Yes.
what is it? 3 more weeks, and then you can.
Oh yeah,
you can worry about that.
easily.
Yeah.
Just wait till the end of May. You'll be fine.
It won't. I don't think it'll stress me out as much. But I did a festival one time before where I tried to bring up. We called it 6x6. We had it on 6, and we were thinking, we'll bring some Austin artists up and swap and do the show, and that was so stressful. And then chasing the money for sponsors. I mean, the one good thing about veteran sponsors is you can put a lot more, fist behind it. Be like, I need this money now, or I'm going to have to announce that we're not going to be able to have the show because so and so that was going to sponsor us wouldn't give me a damn check. I can't do this for free. So, anyways, that's I guess a benefit of it, but still chasing money on festivals. I give it up to. I don't know who in their right mind would be a band booking person. That in itself is just the dumbest job.
I think it's different. Like when you think about it in the sense like booking agents that already have venues, then they're working for the venue, versus the agent that's cold calling to get you the gig.
Yeah.
That job. Fuck that job.
Yeah.
I'm out. Like, I'm out.
know.
Like, no
Because
way.
your rejection rate has to be
it's
80% or greater, right?
Immense. Or you don't even get contacted back. Period.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like you're just sending out.
And you just
Sarah,
can't get this one thing off your plate because this guy won't respond to give me this and confirm this show
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's just like
Something simple.
The business is like I heard that you hear about football. It's a game of inches, but that's how the music business is too. I
Yes.
think, but it's also just death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Oh my
whatever.
God,
So-
dude! Sarah, Bob's wife, she's constantly she's like, I'm sending you guys out, festivals and trying to get. I'm just not getting anything back. I'm like, don't expect it to.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll send out 1,000 to get one.
Yeah.
And that one might just be a maybe. You know what I mean?
I told my daughter, because my daughter, Maddie, my youngest, is she got to go to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and
Nice.
she graduated, did really great. I mean, I couldn't have asked, like, for the sacrifice it takes to put your kid in a program like that, I couldn't have asked for her to do more. When we talked to her and just kind of, she was on the dean's list. They were paying her to work for the school. She wasn't just interning. She was really working. Her class has had the worst, like higher rate out of it, and I've got my theories on all that, but she's out in L.A. busting her ass, playing with 3 bands, working as a barista, working production at the Comedy Store, doing just different, like
DJing.
everything. She had DJing. She
All
was
the
DJing.
cool stuff.
She was
Your
DJing the
dream,
other night.
right?
She's like, look who showed up. I heard there was like a big like celebrity coming. It's like Beck shows up and his DJ finishes out the night DJ. And she's like, he's out there dancing. It's like, that's him? She's like, yeah, that's him. On FaceTime, she's trying to act cool, like just like,
Yeah, look at the crowd.
yeah.
There he is. There he is again.
Yes, exactly. So, but I remember telling her this. I was like, this is the thing. I worked for a big bank one time, and they said this. They said that 90% of sales happen after the 4th call. I mean, that's how music is. And it's like the rejection rate is at least that much. So it's like if it's not worth you making the 4 calls to do it, then don't even make the first one because
Totally.
you're going to follow up. You're going to learn that, and if you can learn that, then you'll have a much better chance.
Totally.
You're going to have to make them tell you no. Is the
Yeah.
other thing I learned. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
keep bugging them because most people in this business don't have the spine to say no. They'd rather just say a soft yes, and then you get in anyways. So make them tell you no.
And it's one of those things like they may not know your name the first time you reach out, but you keep hitting them.
Yeah.
Like you said, 4th,
Yeah.
5th, 6th time, and they're like, wait, this name keeps popping up on my
That's right.
radar. Why
Yeah.
does it keep popping up? What's going on here? And
Yeah, we have this
Then the soft
false
yes hits.
false perception that stuff happens because we're so damn cool that we're irresistibly cool, and that's why people call us. Like bullshit. You bug the fuck out of them, and they'll call you back, and then you'll get a spot.
yep. Yep.
That works too. It's cool if
It's
you get
the
it because you're
quickest.
cool, but it's also cool if you just bug the shit out of them because a yes is a yes.
It is. So then the Omni show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this because I didn't get to go, but I got to hear amazing things.
And that's the first one we went to, right? Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Was y'all's Omni show. And you're playing the old album, the Moon album,
That's right.
the Moon Disaster album.
That's what we call
which
it
is
too.
Freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Love that record. Y'all played it front to back in the Omni.
Yep.
How did all that come together?
Well, it was here, Fort Worth. Tom had set up. They had come out and they had this idea for a concert series, and so Tom Martins from here, Fort Worth, introduced me, and he mentioned that same thing. He said Sean has a Moon album, a Moon Disaster album, and they were getting ready for the Apollo, the 52nd
That's right.
anniversary or something like that.
yeah.
We launched the album on the 50th anniversary, actually, of the Apollo 11 mission, but it was coming up, and so that's why they picked that date for us, is to coincide with all that. And so, I just cleared the schedule enough to where we could really just sell it out and try to pack it out, and we did. About 20 minutes before the doors opened, they sold the last 4 tickets, just like zip, gone.
We bought ours 2 hours before because we weren't sure if we were going to be here or not.
Yeah.
And 2 hours before, I was like, okay, cool. And then when we pulled up, it said sold out. I was like, oh my God, we
Yeah.
barely got in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had
it
a
was
lot
awesome.
of we had a lot of people that gave, just like I do to people, and now I feel bad because I just remember my phone started blowing up. At that event, it started just blowing up. Like as soon as it sold out, they're like, "Hey, I tried to buy tickets, or they're saying they're completely sold out. Can you still get us in?" I was like, Put the phone on silence. Yes.
Put this in.
Here, take
Put this
this.
away.
Wait, who has? Somebody stole my phone? What? So yeah. Hide
Hopefully,
this in
we're
your
going to get to
purse.
do it again. We hope.
Yeah.
How
this year.
was that experience? Like, were you able to enjoy it, or was it too much like, I got to play this and I got to know what the hell's going on? I can't really look up and lose my mind at space flying around me. And,
That was a factor.
That's the question I had for you.
yeah.
yeah.
As a frontman, I would be lost in doing this number. Like, oh my god!
I tell you what was great about it. First of all, is the sound system. Mark Randall was running sound. He just won Engineer of the Year.
As he should.
Live
Yeah,
music.
Mark is badass.
He ran
That's what
Mass all
does.
those years and just has great ears and just always he knows our music well enough to he even knows where to like throw in effects and all that kind of stuff because he knew it would get him a Jägermeister shot afterwards. You know, so that was a good job. But no, Mark ran sound, and the sound in there is absolutely incredible. And by the way, when I had heard that the Omni had been updated, I was thinking it was like the chairs. I didn't really understand like that this is like basically the Sphere, the same technology. It is literally formatted just the same way. And so we have this amazing, thing there. And I found out about it because because Polyphonic Spree, Tim DeLauder and Chris and some of the guys had come out and that are making film for that. So, but the event itself, what was cool about it is we're down in the pit. It's not really obviously built for bands and live music necessarily, but Mark was able to tap into this amazing sound system. And then we had some small monitors up front, but we just played like we rehearsed in a circle, so we're all facing each other. So Drea is sitting kind of like Susie is across the room, who you can't see, but her back's to me, and I'm facing her like this. But what was amazing was like she's got her back to the screen, so she can't see. She can see over my head what's on the top of the screen. But there was one scene where it's like flying through, and like you're coming up on Jupiter, and all of a sudden Jupiter just starts rising behind her head. I'm just like, all of a sudden she sees my face, and I'm like this, and she's like going, "What's happening?" She's playing. She's like, "What's happening?" I was like, "I don't know," because I haven't seen this, and I've never stood that close to anything like that. But it was so immersive and so huge. But
It's rad to find out how they were controlling that it was like from an Xbox
Yes,
controller.
I know.
Yeah.
And then just sending you through. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, how fun.
It was
So cool.
a ton
it
of
was
fun
cool.
watching y'all's faces
Yeah.
at different times. Because it's bright enough to where you can see down there, watching y'all play and everything. But every once in a while, y'all look at each other and be like,
They're like, "Did you see that? That was so cool."
Yeah.
There was
was
one,
so great.
Now the only time there was one scene where you're kind of like flying and there's these stars like fluttering by, and it's almost like you're like kind of going through maybe the rings of Saturn. Because again, I'm not sure what I was seeing. All I'm seeing is it looks like sparks flying, and they're moving so fast across the screen that I started getting dizzy and just closed my eyes and was just like playing, just like, "Oh my god, don't pass out!" It was overwhelming. It was just so big, and it's so bright and it's so clear that it was amazing. And again, sound wise, just hearing it, because even he's got to split out into the room in strange
and he's
ways.
up top. The board's
Yeah.
up top, so
Yeah.
that's also a little
It
trickery he's got to
Yeah.
deal with.
Yeah.
But it sounds fantastic.
It was cool. It was a great experience. They were really happy. I was sad to hear that, afterwards, some of the, executives were like, "We're going to do that next year." I guess whoever really is in charge of sort of administering a lot of the funds from the different nonprofits and things like that, they came out to the parking lot to thank us, and they were like, "That was amazing." It was definitely a highlight, a top 3 or 4 event, musically in my life. To have, but it also just people's experience. I would say it wasn't. I think we played a great show musically, and I was very proud of that because it's such a weird environment. But Andrea was 5 months pregnant with twins. I was just like, "Are you sure that's not too late? Like this isn't going to cause damage?" But she cleared it with her doctor, but it was like, it wasn't just the music part of it, but it was honestly like people expressing like the experience they had with it. And that someone were just like, "That was the most amazing music experience I've ever had in my life." It just was something that they, just connecting those things together is really cool. And that, just hearing that from musicians and people who have gone to shows, it's not like they're, their first time out of the house, it's not like the Karens came up. These are people that go out and do stuff all the time. And they thought this was that awesome, so.
And then we went to Driving Slow Motion when they did theirs, and it was cool because different style of music, a lot louder and stuff.
Yeah.
But they kept them pretty tame. They didn't get super loud like you go see them at Tulips or
They can control it though.
something, but
It's
they-
amazing the noise canceling thing.
Yeah.
They can cancel out the sound to where you
that's,
can.
that's what I
kept
wanted to
it
know.
going.
Like,
It's really cool.
because I didn't get to go, but I was like, how did they do the sound in that room? Like,
Yeah, it's got active canceling, so it's not just like we're trying to project it from here, but they're canceling sound from over here. So even when you're talking like to somebody sitting right next to you, like, is my voice sound normal? I mean, it's like you can tell like
it
something's
sounds-
weird, like it's not carrying the
Really?
way it is, like almost like you're in a weird vacuum, but it's like active canceling or something going, in there. So it's amazing technology. I couldn't.
because Cutthroat is drums, acoustic, fiddle.
Well, more fiddle now. I mean, that show was definitely our most rockin' album. So we set up. We had like Rowdy Carter on guitar, and we had Taylor Tatchup on guitar.
Oh,
so
wow.
we had that, and we had acoustic. So we had a big full guitar, and then we have keys, a lot of synth, like a lot of new wave sensibility,
Yeah.
and the kind of like keyboard writing stuff. And of course, Dre on drums, and she's got a big 24-inch kick and a loud kid. I mean,
Yeah.
we're a loud band.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, you can control it in there, like Driving in Slow Motion. I was thinking like that would be a great, I mean, they're like those big sound bands. I want to hear some shoegaze music in there,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
It sounded good, but they controlled it to where it wasn't overbearing.
Yeah.
And everybody sounded very isolated. You could pick everybody out, and it sounded great.
Oh, whenever I always look at, I really do look at her because she's seen so many shows, and I can tell by the look on her face if something was good or not, or something was really cool, but she was just beaming. So I was like, that must have been really good. We must have done like, or if she has that look where her eyes are kind of wide open, that means something terrible happened. Like, as like I blew the lyrics, or some sound was so
Something's
offensively
off.
bad.
Said
and
something
just-
inappropriate. I don't know.
or something so horrible that I said,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, that I shouldn't have. That was funny to me at the time.
I know we walked out of there going, did that just really happen? Like, it was a
That's
weird
killer.
feeling like,
Yeah.
that was like, I was kind of pissed that a lot more people weren't able to experience that.
Yeah.
Or were there, because I was just like, that was something else.
Yeah.
Totally
Well, I
something
I
else.
hope they do it
We
again.
felt
I
the
don't
same
know the
way.
reasons that they did or didn't, but I know they were trying to promote the change and get locals out to see the change in the theater and everything, because it is really amazing. We're very lucky to have that technology here, and what it's going to become as film projects and stuff like that are again happening in Dallas. Like Tim DeLauder and his group are on the front end of that thing, so that guy, I don't know how his brain stays in his head.
my brother-in-law had to do some editing for their project, and said that it was insane trying to edit for
Yeah.
that screen.
Yeah,
That it's just
I think I
crazy
heard
to
like
work with.
30 or 30 minutes is a full terabyte of, or it's like, or not even 30 minutes. It's like in the number of minutes or terabytes on that thing.
I wonder what those scandals are going for.
But it was like they're shooting everything at 8K, up-resing it to 16,000K
Wow.
in order to fit on there. It was something stupid like that. It's like,
That's-
good grief.
It's so
Yeah,
bright. You
that's
can shine a
ridiculous.
flashlight. You can shine a flashlight right at it, and you can't even tell a light shining on it. The LED is just so, it's amazing. So, so I geek out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely geeked out. I mean, it was more than I was expecting. But I did. That was an event that I really got to enjoy and kind of take it all in. And then they had an after party, and it was like we loaded out and got to go to Dryce, and that was so cool. And then we get over there. I
nice
mean,
over there.
just as a finishing thing, they had the names of our songs mixed into drinks. I was like,
Yeah.
that is so. I didn't even know they were doing that. I thought she put it together. It was like,
No.
I was like thinking, like, man, honey, how did you do this behind my back? But it wasn't. It was just they did it. They took the initiative and did it. I was like, man, that is really cool.
I love it that you guys are a vibe band, man.
it was
And I love that
Melissa did
because
that? Yeah.
there's not that's lost. I feel like that's gone. I feel like we don't have a lot of like bands that not only concentrate on their music but then concentrate on the show and the vibe that it is presenting to the audience.
Yeah.
I don't think you see a lot of that anymore. You see a lot of bands get on stage, do the show, get off, get out. It's so fast, and quick.
Right.
And we kind of jumped out of order, but the other thing y'all did is the skating rink
Yeah,
for the release of Unraveling.
Unraveled.
cool.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Unraveled, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And that y'all were the first one to do that, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of those shows? They
Yeah.
set up in the middle of the skating rink. How many people have done this for like 5 or 6?
Maybe 5 or 6 bands probably. Yeah, and it's one of those drunk nights at Silver Wheel. I had the idea, like you come up with great ideas and genius ideas that somebody else you're hoping will execute.
Sure.
And then you realize that you just volunteered yourself to be the sound coordinator for the skating rink now. You
Yes,
know?
and once he said it, it was happening for all of our sake.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So the band sets up in the middle.
That's killer.
Of the rink, yeah.
Everybody skates around them.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Everything for the sound is ran through the ceiling
And dropped.
down.
Yeah.
And it sounds incredible in there.
Yeah.
I bet it
blows
does.
my mind.
I was
I
impressed
bet it
whenever
does.
I
I
went
bet it
back in
sounds
December
really good in
for
there.
Henry the
Yeah.
Archer and Denver Williams. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it would be like super echoey, but it wasn't.
I know that Denver Williams show is probably one of my favorites of his. Just sound wise, I was like, that is like. It was so cool seeing him. I was like, man, all your shows should be at roller rinks. It's just perfect for his
For
music.
Denver, it is, yeah.
But yeah, what I was seeing was like all the speakers in the skating rink were all I don't think they're EVs. I can't remember what they were, but they're kind of what we see on floor monitors.
Sure.
And he's got this huge, powerful amp set up, and I'm sitting there going like, man, this has as much power as pretty much the bigger venues in town. And then you've got all these lights. You've got this, it's like. And
The mirror balls hanging perfectly.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. And my dream as a kid, there's 2 major factors that I thought if I can do these 2 things, then I'll get all the girls.
Play the Omni, play a skating rink.
No, but
In that
but I
order.
thought if I'm going to join a band and I'm going to be just like George Michael, and then secondly, it was to be the fastest roller skater that all the girls have ever seen. And that the speed part wasn't as important. And it took 40 years to meet Honey, the first girl who actually appreciated my skating prowess, So it all mirrored together finally. But
Nice.
I mean, the skating rink was literally Xanadu is still one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. And
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
the soundtrack's better than the movie. The movie's rough. I watched it not too long ago and had to turn it off.
The soundtrack is better.
The soundtrack is better, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that really was a childhood kind of dream. Like, thinking, God, it'd be so cool to play music at a roller rink. How cool, And my favorite part of that show, I don't know if you saw or if you were there early enough, but Justin Pate Justin Pate played keys on that one. He bought a special wireless keytar just for that.
Yeah.
And he had his roller skates on, and he did a couple of laps playing lead parts while we were playing during sound check. But when everybody's
I
cell
didn't see
phones
that.
got in there, the Bluetooth just wouldn't stay connected. It kept getting interrupted with all the cell phones and all that stuff. It was so sad because he played the whole set in his skates, like ready to go. But he was like, man, it's not working. He's like hitting it. I was like, the dream.
Damn.
But, I know. Now we got something to aspire, like wireless guitars and mics, Brittany mics, going in circles.
And Justin and Ann can skate.
Yeah, Justin
So
Pate
he
and his
can
wife Ann can
turn
skate
around
really
backwards
good.
and play the guitar probably. So we got
Yes.
to make that happen.
Justin Pate can
Nice.
do it all.
Yeah, he can.
How did it sound for you guys out there? That's the
It
one
sounded
thing
like
I wondered.
rehearsing. Again, it's kind of like just like the Omni show for us. It sounded like rehearsal because we just had floor wedges and just kind of monitors ourselves. So it sounded like rehearsal to us. And same with the skating rink. You could pretty much hear it just like we do. A little
Nice.
bigger sounding than it does, but still, you're hearing exactly what everybody else is hearing, and you're not having any feedback because you're not that close to the speakers and. It's great. It's fun. But what's best is everybody video. You get more video than you could possibly do anything
Sure.
with, and it's just blowing up social media because people are like, "What is this? Why is there a band in the middle of the rink?"
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's good in small doses. We tried to do longer shows. I think people like a good an hour of live music and then go back and hear some Kesha and whatever else they need to hear while they roller skate. So.
Is the plan for any more shows?
Yeah.
Because who's in charge of putting all those shows together?
They
he all-
the owner of the place. Well, now we have.
That's what I thought.
I own the place, and so
She has a key.
when you own the place, you have to do that.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Right, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Jimmy's the owner, but
the owner.
he says
the
I
owner
own the
keeps
place.
looking. He's looking. He. I know he's thinking we're going to buy it out. It's not going to happen ever. I don't want to be a skating rink because it's the other 90% of the time you got to deal with all those kids.
Yeah.
you know, and all
Cleaning
their
of all the
cupcakes.
skates.
Adult only skating
Yeah.
rink. Always. Adults
That's right.
always.
Just to plug it, Thursday nights, bring your own beer or BYOB. You can bring a whole bottle of tequila if you want. You can get crazy out there. And
Sounds deadly.
You get sounds like a
Thursday
insurance
night,
nightmare.
adult night,
I
BYOB.
was just sitting here thinking, like, sounds like an insurance nightmare.
I would love to see like Flo from Progressive come in there and just walk into the room and look around and see what's happening and immediately be like, "Oh, hell no."
Just start handing out business cards. Just call me tomorrow. And,
That's
Well, there's
it
a
should
sign that you walk through and agree to when you pay.
I was going to say, I thought there was a sign, or we had to sign something when we walked in for y'all's show.
be. Yeah.
A release waiver.
That's
Yeah.
that's good.
What are we getting into? This is going to be
Play
fun.
clown games, get clown prices.
Yeah.
Prizes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, just like the release we have by our entrance. Yeah.
yeah.
oh, yeah.
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 That's the way it works.
Come in the door.
That's
yeah.
the way it is
You're on
legally.
camera.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep, that's it.
Don't have to sign anything.
You've agreed to all the
Cross
terms.
this threshold. We use all your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you lose all your rights.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that was great, and we definitely plan to do more shows there. I mean, I want to get Son of Stan out there. I think they'd be a great
my
fit.
God,
I mean, there's
that'd be
certain
great.
bands that it's kind of like it's
Hell
got to
yeah.
be it's got to be certain kind of bands that are just faster. I mean, Denver was great because so much of his stuff is that kind of like Lemonhead's power punk kind of vibe that I love, even though that's an old man reference, I think, of music now, but still, that's what it reminds me of. It's just that like kind of skater punk music I grew up with as a kid,
Yeah.
And Denver's got that feel to it, and he's such a witty writer, so it's like we need and Henry the Archer, of course, is a great fit for that kind of thing. And so it's like it's not for every band, and they've had a few cover bands or tribute bands come in there and everything, which I mean, it fits, it's smart, They just usually get more money than we do. We'll do it for, sadly less than we should probably, but that's the thing is it's the best part about it is the experience. There's a couple hundred people there through the night that are getting exposure to your music, and then they're all recording it for you. They're doing all this promotion work for you to all their
That's
friends
awesome.
who never heard of you, before then.
And the idea is to spread music over to. There's a lot of people we know we knew that was skating, but we never knew that they skated until we saw them. Like, oh, you roller skate, And now we are all seeing each other every week. But is to bring the skating group to the music and let them know that it's right here in your backyard in Fort Worth. You can go to shows. This is a sample right in the middle of the rink.
Yeah.
So
It's so great.
yeah. It's
Nope.
fun. I set the goal. I wanted to. The whole purpose of a lot of these shows was trying to reach people that don't hear our music. I think it's like I still love doing the bar show. Like I do, but meeting people out, whether it's some city festival or someplace where they don't expect to find you, but they're just a willing audience to listen and participate and everything. It's invaluable, but it's really hard to find, and people are distracted. But finding, I always say, musicians are the worst people to ask, what single you should release, which album. They're going to pick the 8-minute song that sounds like Radiohead and like Dark Side of the Moon, blah blah blah. That's not what Karen needs to hear when she's driving down her SUV. I need Karen tapping the steering wheel. What does Karen want to hear?
Right.
What does soccer mom want to hear? Because if I can get soccer mom's attention with all the crap she's got to deal with every day and the carpool lines and dirty diapers and screaming brats, then man, I've got something, So, but just meeting people where they're at, and I mean that sounds super cliche, I think, but I think people are craving a connection to music, and they've lost it because it's such a fire hydrant of garbage.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started
I don't think the desires changed. I just think it's too much, and they don't know where to start.
about 3 years ago. We made a decision that we were no longer doing these 7 to 10s and these 9 to 12:30s. We're trying to put on a show, and we just finally said 2-hour max, right? And then venues were like, well, we're just not going to book you. And we were like, okay, fine. We just kind of bit the bullet. Our goal was to go into a venue and put on a show.
Yeah.
To be able to go, Saturday night we played Broncos down here in Hurst, right? 9 to 11. But we changed the entire vibe. You go in there during right now, they're up there watching the Stars game, go Stars. But they're up there watching the Stars game. It's full sports bar. You came in there Saturday night, it was completely hazed out. We had all the lights dim. We had lighting going the whole night. It made it a vibe for everybody.
Yeah.
9 to 11, it was a show.
Yeah.
And it was packed from the front of the stage to the back of the room. It was a great night.
Yeah.
That is lost on people, and we're seeing it by the thousands. You know, like we were touching on that a minute ago. Is that it's bands just getting on stage, playing, not caring about the show and whatnot, the atmosphere, what you're doing, what it's about, why you're doing it. You know. And it's cool to see you guys doing that, man.
She you know, like Honey has been a big part. Like every time I have a big show idea, then she has ideas for what we could do. Like we did a show last year, the Arts Chicago, we did the Nancys, and it was like the Nancys is kind of like my opportunity to say things that I shouldn't say out loud, but I'm going to say them. And it's like it sounds like a punk rock band because what I'm writing about is taking shots, you know, like big time. But she created this whole like signage up front, like told us we should wear these colors, you know, like got it all together, you know. And again, just made an experience. She comes out there dressed with my nephew in these clown outfits and everything, and are just running around out in the chat room parking lot and everything with fun. People. It was awesome. But you're right. I think it's like what you see. I mean, you see these huge shows, you know, $500 ticket nights, and then you see almost nothing in between. And then you see local bands show up, look like they, you know, just got through, you know, sitting around smoking a joint, nothing wrong with that, in the garage, and then they just got up on stage to play a show. It's like, they act like they don't care, and that's not what it's what it looks like, I've realized, you know. If it looks like you don't care, but it's funny, the people that, again, are outside of our friends, like, if we stop trying to impress our other musician friends, which is only going to be by the music itself, you know, and it's like, but the experience that people have, that's the part that I think grows an audience, you know, that makes people, because I like I said, you're talking about a vibe. I think people are craving a connection to music, and they've lost it, and they've forgotten what it's like to have that band and that song that's yours that only you know about. You're the only one who knows about this B-side of this Charming Man by the Smiths on this 45 that I got at Bill's Records, and it's called Gene, and you should hear it because I'm the only one who heard it. You know, they've just lost. That's so lost, and it's like I can't even imagine my identity without that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Growing up, and I mean, my daughter's kind of taken that on, you know, which makes me really proud and happy for her. You know, she came home one time at the end of COVID and cried at the dinner table because she just thought it is never going to be what it was like before. It didn't meant that much to her, and all I could say was, at least you got to experience something worth crying over, because most people go their lives and they just you know, they had a life, they had kids, the kids grew up, and then they died, you know, and that's it, the end, you know. So, you know, I think it's, you know, the life well lived, you know, can be in the music community. And I think the people that make that their connection, I mean, you know, what I miss most, I think it got to the point for both of us to where it's like the community around us was what we were excited to go see. You know, and just seeing our friends, it really does make us happy. That's genuine. I mean, like, I've had people, I think I don't know if they think I'm there to be an evangelist or something crazy, because I used to go to church a lot, but, you know, it's like, I'm like, man, I'm going to get whiskey. I'm getting whiskey, and I can sit here and listen to stories for 3 hours, but I just love, like, seeing people that I knew. I don't know what it was. It felt like it's missing, and it's kind of slowly feeling like it's coming back finally, but, you know. Bigger shows, it's slowly coming back. Yeah.
We've noticed, like, you know, I used to always tease, you know, like all of Fort Worth showed up out there, you know, because it was all the regulars, all of us that knew each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, we didn't have, you know, before COVID, it seemed like you'd see each other every weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Really, and
I
then
know.
it just dropped off because of COVID, and now it's, you know, I think it's coming back. It seems like it's like once a month there's a big show that brings everybody in.
We brought up AI earlier, right? And here's one thing I can say about this. In a way, even though as shitty as it's going, right? At the same time, one thing that is definitely happening, and I'm hearing about it out at shows, is that people are coming out and they're saying, "Thank you for having real music."
Oh, really?
I am getting that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's people that are like AI. People are listening to AI every day. It's just out there, and there's nothing we can do to stop that ball that started real small, and now it's a huge snowball rolling down a mountain.
Yeah.
And we can't do anything about it. But one thing that it's doing to itself is that it's so fake that people are like, "Good Lord, what is the bull bass?
Yeah.
You know, what is this?" And then people are going out and seeing it and hearing it. And I think it goes back to what we've talked about before. People are craving more of the listening room atmosphere shows. People are wanting the concert. People are wanting to sit down and focus on a show, turn the phone off for an hour and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
And we are starting to see that more.
Right.
And if you look at other musicians out there, what are they looking for? They're looking for the listening room vibe, or going this route, doing something like the roller rink. What a bitchin' idea. That's awesome. Like, that is great, but so outside of the box. You know what I mean? Versus just going, down to the local pub and setting up on stage and playing.
Right.
So how cool is that those things we are seeing that? You know what I mean? And there are bands out there that I think are digging into, we had that band in here, Dream Deleter, a few weeks ago. And listening to them just talk about effects, just kind of like, these are younger dudes. I'm like, good on you, boys. Good on you.
Yeah.
Because they're all just talking about analog effects.
Pedals,
and I'm like, keep that going. Don't stop that. Because, I'm 44. My fucking closet's filled with it.
Yeah.
My wife hates it that I got 50 guitars in the house. But she loves it at the same time. She can see, But the point is, it's all there. I want 40 years from now, I want that kid to be 40 years old and going, look at all my collection. You know what I mean? Like, instead of like, look at my AI pedal that I've got 50,000 stored in. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
I'll never forget I'll never forget going up to Boston to see the school with Matt. It was kind of a tour around the school in the area and everything. We went to the show in Cambridge, and it was like both the artists basically had like a picnic table kind of thing set up, and they had a guitar and they had a computer. And they got up there and they kind of would sing some things and create these loops. And I was like, didn't Ed Sheeran do this like 10 years ago? I mean, like, is this going to be better than that? Because if it's not, it's like I saw this one time on TV and that's enough for me. But it's like a lot of kids, but I also had to take back and not be such an old man jerk. But I was like, it was during COVID. A lot of the people that would have been forming bands during that time and going through that have not. And so that's such a loss, and seeing a lack of so many like young bands trying to overcome. I mean, like this rehearsal space, this huge, massive complex. Just finding rehearsal space in town is so difficult.
We were talking about that earlier.
I mean, that's such a need, and it's like just the ability to sit around. I mean, also for younger people to sit down and the vulnerability of writing songs. It's like I'll never forget how intimidating that was. I mean, it literally is like when I used to be a kid, I used to have a dream that I showed up to school accidentally in my pajamas or my sleep shirt that I wore in kindergarten, and all I had on was underwear underneath, and I was thinking, man, at any moment, everybody's going to realize I'm in my sleep shirt and in underwear. And just like terrified that someone was going to look at me, and that's how songwriting felt, especially at first. But going through that process together, especially for the kids who, maybe you're not a team sport person, you're a musician, and you can't go to the bowling club and just smoke cigarettes anymore like the good old days, in high school, and that was a sport,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a missing thing. I've also tried to advocate, like with kids and with parents, a lot of times music lessons. I mean, it would be like I coach soccer, and just imagine like a kid who can kick the ball really good, they can juggle really good, they can do all this stuff, but they've never actually played the game. It's like if they're not forming a band and going through all that stuff, they're missing out on all the awkward parts that helps you to grow up and helps you to think more clearly and be more creative and gain a confidence that, again, some people aren't going to find out on a football field. Not everybody's going to be Johnny Football or be, whatever, sports star. But there's a lot of kids in the lessons around town, like the School of Rock and the stuff that Nick Tittle and those guys are doing, and some others, the type of school that they set up, make those kids get together and hammer out these songs together. And now a lot of them are working on connecting with writing. We've done some shows. I don't know if you've seen the ones where we get some kids from local music schools to come in, and they come and play guitar. One of them will sit and play guitar. Another one will sit back and play drums, and then we'll rotate, and one will play keys, and one will sing on maybe a song or something. And that was some of the most rewarding stuff ever, because you're like, those kids are like, they are just, I mean, I would have killed to have an experience. You're talking about, I think before the show started, like just kill to have these instruments or access like that. But to be in School of Rock when I was a kid, that would have been so much cooler than what I did.
That'll blow my mind if they were around when we were kids.
Oh,
yeah. And
during they can learn Radiohead in like 3 weeks, a whole set, and it's like, I still haven't learned more than 3 songs.
Right. Yeah.
During COVID, like guitar sales were the highest they'd been in 20 years, and I wonder Is that still going? Are these guys still playing it? Are these kids still playing it? All these guys that bought guitars, guys and gals, whatever, are they still keeping it up, or they did throw it to the side now that...
Let me say this. Go watch, I mean, if you haven't seen Labels play, those young kids, those kids are, that is like everything that you should want to do in a rock band. Like to feel like that and watch them play and that energy and just like that push and everything. It's like, man, it was like that was I felt incredibly old because I had to announce right after. That's when my turn to go up there. I was like, okay, here comes Father Time is going to announce the album of the whatever, But it was just like watching them. I was like, that is everything that we should be supporting right there. You know what I mean? That is an amazing
talent.
You
got Trauma Ray.
Yep.
And you got Ozone.
I haven't seen them yet.
I've
heard of them.
Energy and crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And man, we need that to foster that. And that's like if the city was going to do anything beneficial for that next generation, like we need that next generation of musicians to come up. I jokingly said when I was up there that the Fort Worth Weekly was kind enough to indoctrinate me a little over 10 years ago into the Fort Worth 40 Club. It's like, so yeah, I feel really old, like after what I just, So, but yeah, I want to see that. I mean, I want to be an old man sitting at those shows, like watching those kids do that and like experiencing that and making, I mean, I like to write about stuff that pisses me off personally. When I'm either writing love songs or I'm writing snarky stuff that are not judgments, but just taking shots, like where I see them. More about how we react to stuff, not a particular side, because I think when you do that, people just shut their ears. But it's kind of like, is this how we really want to act? Is this what we're really doing right now? It's like we're all right. We all have our truth, and we all just get to be all right, and everybody gets to be right, and everybody gets to have. It's like, is this what we really want to do? So I like to take shots, and then if I'm not doing that, then I write love songs. So
how much of this, the reason you're in here, is anger and love songs?
I'm here to see you and Susie. That's what I came in here for. I mean, come on.
I came for
No, there's. It's funny. We were talking about this morning walking the dogs, but I think like. There's either songs that are directly about experiences that we've had. There's a song called The Man You Run To on there. That's the love song.
That's super love song right there.
It is super love song.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to write a song that could be in a James Bond movie, love song. I don't think I quite achieved that, but I tried. But
in my heart you did.
Yes. But I wrote that song. Another great lesson in songwriting is that great songs are not written, they are rewritten. And that song I've rewritten at least 3 times. I don't know if it makes it great, but I wrote it first on our 10-year anniversary. Then I kind of tweaked it around for our 11-year and still was like, it's just sappy and blah, blah, blah. I didn't like it. So finally, by 12, I kind of got it together and recorded it finally. But it was about real stuff. And, sometimes it's nice to have songs that are backed out so everybody can relate, and then other times it's just like, hey, look, this is just about a very specific thing. We were in Ouray, Colorado, and we had this strange experience where we just found like these monster mushrooms on the ground that I didn't know were real. I was like, looked like Super Mario Brothers mushrooms.
Yeah.
I was sending pictures to some friends like, I'm about to power up. They're like, do not. I got an immediate text back from the friend, do not eat that. I didn't even know those were real. Oh, I was seriously like going, I'm about to power up times 10 right now, shoot fire out of my ass, but
maybe grow a tail and fly.
Yes,
yeah,
maybe.
And it really was. It was like there's a river that looked like Tang flowing down. It was like all the minerals and everything in the water and everything. And we just kind of it was just like the side of the road near Ouray, Colorado. And for some reason we decided to stop, and it was like that again, my inability to stop and see the moment. She pulls us over. So I don't know what you saw.
But I saw the Oranges River.
The Oranges River. And then we go walking back there and we see like a little memorial to something that looked like it had been there for 50 years. Like, and then a cowboy hat or something. And then we see this mushroom, this monstrous mushroom. And then we see this, and it's just like, this is just a surreal moment, So just trying to capture something very real and very personal. And then I would say a lot of the songs on this are also my other bear story, my other Poke the Bear story. A lot of it spilled out from the lessons learned from terrible behavior and arrogance. So some of my specialties. So I would say this album is more, the one song is definitely a love song. I'd say, though, that there's always lines in the song that I work in that she knows what they really mean. And so I'll look and I'll see the smile on her face because she knows what I'm really talking about. It's just some passing line. But for the most part, I would say this album is much more like an experiment in different songwriting styles. I mean, there's a very country song on it called Last Call Shooter. That really is about the boiled owl, and honestly, because I had a friend who's like, dude, it's 1:55. You just ordered 4 shots. So I was like, well.
And?
They're playing Taylor Swift, aren't they? What do you expect? Shit. I mean, you turn on Shake It Off, you don't think, but it's just like him looking at me like going, you're going to, but, I wrote the song about the basement bar, going, and I wanted to write kind of a Waylon Jennings kind of vibe song, so cool. It's about that. And then other songs are, but there's definitely it's definitely deeper into the last album. I started moving, really the songwriting style was really kind of indie folk kind of vibe, sure. But I was still, keyboards and the same setup and a louder guitar driving thing. And then we started playing these live. It's like once I incorporated like Tamara Cobble Brown was in the Polyphonic Spree. She was in Telegraph Canyon, and she went through nursing school, started going out and playing music again, and I just caught her at the right time, and she is just absolutely amazing. Started playing fiddle in the songs, and it was funny. She was taking the keyboard lead lines, and I started realizing, these songs, the same like Cars lead key solo kind of stuff that I write, like you put it on a fiddle or a mandolin, or you just arrange it different. You present the same idea, but just in a different format that just kind of gets received in a different way. And it's amazing the change, because now it sounds like Texas and it sounds like where I'm from. And that's really, I started realizing that's what I want to do. I want people to realize it's from here when they're not from here. Locally people might think it's a bit hokey because, we're in the stockyards. I get sick of hearing about Cowtown and all that. But I'm like, man, it's the same songs, and it's the exact same songs. But when you hear them with a fiddle, or you hear it with a cello, and you hear these different arrangements, and Jeremy's on upright bass or whatever else, then they just receive it in a different way,
This is a different record.
Yeah.
Out of this is 5, right?
Yeah, this is 5.
Yeah, out of the collection, this one is different. It stands out different.
Yeah.
And as I was listening to it the first go round, it blew me away, all the instrumentation in every song.
Oh, thank you.
I was just like, holy crap. And then I kept going. I wanted, the second time I went through it, I was like, I need to keep a tally of all the instruments I hear.
Yeah. Going
through here and see if you left anything out. And then I was wondering how many people had played on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who all has played on it?
Well, I'll first of all say this is going to be a solo record, but I am so sick of marketing, like, and having to rebrand and market or explain to people, well, it's Sean Russell, but I'm really doing, it's like, and then it's like, then with the shows and booking people, the better shows always, they want to book Cutthroat Finches. I'm like, man, I'm not going to start from scratch. I mean, there's not enough money or time left in life to do that again.
Was this originally Rally Point? You were talking about making a record called Rally Point?
No. It was so one of the songs we did at Rally Point called Unsettled Mind. So that's the first time I wrote about something that, about kind of that veteran experience. So that was incorporated in it, but I released it or played it originally at that Rally Point event, and kind of used it for some charity things for Air Power Foundation to use, but it'll be re-released under Cutthroat Finches. I just steered away from it. And so that said, Taylor Tatch has a studio down in Fredericksburg, and he's been with me since the beginning, really recording music. I mean, when he was right out of college, he was down working in studios, and that's where I met him, through that experience, and have recorded with him with this stuff ever since. But I wanted him to steer away from the classic arrangements that I've done. She grew up listening to real country music. I was listening to like Kenny Rogers and Eddie Rabbit. So Conway Twitty.
That's real.
That's real country to me.
What the hell are you talking about?
I've heard a lot of controversy. Yeah, that's right.
It goes a little deeper in JoCo.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't JoCo caliber country, but I wanted to dive into that hard. So I got Steve Hammond started playing. Steve Hammond I've seen him play with Vodio at the time he was going off tour with Cody Jinks, and he was filling in and really doing some really cool gigs. But he's just got incredible gear, and incredible ears, like the American Subway Blues song on there. I wrote that about dropping my daughter off in Boston, kind of, and getting used to just reminding
that was
her.
what that song was about.
Yeah.
So Steve,
That's it. The Green Line Train.
Interesting thing about Steve, years back, Brady Hamilton and I were in a band called Big Casino together, and we were looking for a keys player, and we found Steve, and Steve showed up in like slacks and a button-up shirt, and he was like, "Man, what is this scene?" He was UNT all the way,
Yeah.
and then he comes in, and then like he played with Big Casino for like 3 years, and he kind of broke out of his shell and whatnot, and then next thing I know, I saw him in Vodeo, and then years later, I was like, he's going out with Jinx. I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Drew was out, he was in. I was like, holy shit! All right, buddy. He is so good, but good Lord, precise.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, we've got a recording of him on the Big Casino record when one of the runs he did, and it was just like you put headphones on, you're just like sit back and go, God, Jesus, He's playing a Moog in one hand, and he's playing the keys with it's like, oh my God.
Well, that's what when I saw him in Vodeo, those lead key line, that new wave kind of vibe that was in Vodeo is what I wanted to incorporate. So it was just a great fit. But when we were recording this, and we're trying to steer him away from all that, and and I knew he could do it, but I didn't realize how, like American Subway Blues. I'll never forget Taylor saying, it's like, can you make that more Bruce Hornsby, less Elton John? And it was. He just like switches to how Bruce Hornsby would play. We're like, oh my God, it does sound like Bruce Hornsby. I mean, it's like, how do you even know what that means? That was kind of a joke, and then he did it, and we're like, so you hear this kind of like the way he walks into the melody line, and he just kind of walks in. It's like, that is what Bruce Hornsby would do. That's amazing. So
incredible.
that kind of like dexterity is incredible, mental dexterity, because he also, like we were driving back from a show out in like West Texas, and Steve was he had headphones on, and he's got his notepad or his iPad or whatever, and he's making notes. He's like charting songs just by being able to hear the interval in the song. He can know, even if he doesn't have the exact key right, if he knows the key, even better, but he can at least chart the interval and then make notation of what it is. And he's writing out the song in the backseat of a car driving back from Hotel Turkey, with us, and writes out a whole set for a thing he's got to do that night, and he won't even rehearse. He'll just show up and he'll play it, and it'll be absolutely perfect.
We were talking about having him on the 43 album, and there was talks of it, and I was like, listen, you put Steve on this album, you're not going to find a dude like Steve to play what's on that album, period. No. So let's no. Want to have him on a show? You want to have him come play with us? Absolutely, but don't put him on the record, because
And Taylor's that way. Taylor attaches that way because I can. But with him, I can give him all these my 80s, 90s British music. I'm like more Catherine Wheel, but not so Stone Roses, not as bluesy, and he knows exactly what I mean. It's like him and 3 other people on earth, that know what I'm even talking about. And so I had that. There was a guy named D. Stribling that played with Blue Healer, or plays with Blue Healer still, but he's been kind of down that area. So he was playing drums on all these. Again, just give us a train beat. Okay, can you change it up? Can you go off the tom? And he's just playing. It's just metronome, playing through the song, hears it 2 times, and then immediately starts recording. So it was a very different process. I mean, Cutthroat Finches, other than Taylor, we're not like full-time musicians. So like we have to really spend time to really hone it in and learn it tight enough to be able to go in the studio. But these guys, studio guys, they can just, I've realized that studio players, they're one thing, live players are another, and sometimes they're not the same. And sometimes the guys, it's like, now I know why the Beach Boys had the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like Carole King is going to be just fine on bass. Don't you worry about it. Whoever played bass in the Beach Boys, live. Well, when he stopped touring with them, I was like, look, one of y'all will pick this up. It'll be fine. Let Carole do her job.
Yeah.
Here,
What's the pocket 3 for Fort Worth? It's Aiden Bubeck, Josh Rogers, and
Jeremy Hull, and that's who played on this one too. And Luther, when he was doing Luther, like his writing with Luther is amazing. We worked with him in the Nancys, but he his ability to remember stuff. Again, Nolan Robertson's another amazing talent. Like just musically as a producer from the Hendersons, like his brain works on another level. I mean, it is just absolute business. and the number of ideas that he can come up with in a short time, just in a little, hey, I need a pre-chorus on this song, or I need a key change, or I need something that changes the chord, and he'll just like make this very quick. He can hear it immediately, and then just starts playing. It starts playing around. It's like a math problem for him, or like watching a kid with a Rubik's cube or something, and then here it is, and that's it. And it's just unbelievable. There's some amazing talent in this city.
Lyrically, do you do writing with other folks?
No, not so much. I have a couple of these songs I did. I was writing with some of the guys that I met through that camp with Zach Brown, because that was a songwriting camp. So like San Antonio, I was just starting to flesh out an American Subway Blues, and it was like they were trying to give me a perspective, like, okay, you should change this to your daughter's perspective, not you singing about her there, or something, just different things, and then a few changes in words that made more sense. So I would say that I come with more of the idea. I don't think I've really sat down lyrically to write. It's not that I wouldn't. I think I just am already kind of there by that time, and it's helped to make the song more interesting because I'm just strumming on the guitar, and I'm just a bass player, like a basic player when it comes to guitar. And then, like I said, I'll write some lead lines on piano, if anything, or keyboard, and then get someone like Steve to play them and make them sound awesome.
Juicy.
Yeah. Juicy Steve.
Hammond's just not a clever last name. That dude got it. Yeah, he's got it.
That is funny that his last name is
I
Hammond.
know.
The number of people that have also approached me to ask me if my keyboard player wants to buy another Leslie cabinet, I'm like, there's a lot of them on the market. I'm like, I don't think he needs it in stereo.
You ever been over to Steve?
You
You ever been over to Steve's house?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Jesus
It is
Christ.
way cooler than Guitar Center's
It
keyboard
is.
shop.
I went over there, I was like, holy shit, Steve, we've come a long way, buddy.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
He's like,
I think what's great about him is he can also play guitar way better than me. That's a nice feature. When your keyboard player's like, no, it's like this, and it's like, you put that down, sir. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Over there.
We've got to get Deadwood and you guys together. We have to, man. Once a month, I hear from somebody like, man, you guys need to be playing with Cutthroat. You guys would be great together. And I'm like,
It would merge.
I hear it all the time. We just need to set up a show and do it together.
do it.
It happens religiously. Every month I'll hear it from some random.
Yeah, that's
like,
funny.
And I'm just like, huge fan.
Yeah.
We need to. We keep doing this.
Yeah,
Every time. We're
I
just
know.
passing each other like that. Just keep going.
And I've had some cool shows to anchor in, and it's like okay, I'm focused on this one thing and trying to make this one thing big. Again, the experience part and the vibe part.
Yeah.
I think I've always liked. Every time I've tried to do the single drip release, I hate it. I'm like, I like the whole album release.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
It
Good call.
just feels like. I mean, for me, again, I think if I was better, people are like, you're on social media all the time, and I am. I put stuff out I try to do stuff that feels natural. I don't mind doing it, really. I hate that it's too much of a part of what we have to do, and we're judged by it too much.
stinks.
It's like you could fart in a microphone if you have 100,000 followers, and you could open for Metallica. Live Nation will hire you. But it's like. So I hate that factor in it, that's a factor at all in it,
It's amazing what you have to you do it. Let's say you do a music video, and then what you have to do for that video in order to get people to go watch the full length video.
Yeah.
And it's just, you can fight it all you want, but it's like,
yeah.
And what sucks in this day and age is what happened to us. You got 50,000 followers through your social media network and everything, and then your social media gets hacked.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sure.
there's no one to talk to. There's no one to go to get it back.
Yeah. Zuckerberg
And
never calls me
They
back.
kill it, and it's gone. And then you're just like, shit, that took years. The band's been around for 13 years, We got to put all this shit back together.
one of the best pieces of
It
advice
sucks.
I got when it came down to social media, and it makes total sense, is your website is your home, right? That's your house, your URL. This is home.
Yeah.
Right? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those other things, those are all your condos.
Yeah.
You throw parties at your condos to get people to come back to the big party at your house.
That's true.
And I was like, that makes total
sense.
sense.
I like
Yeah,
I like
right.
the analogy. Yeah.
I like that analogy.
You
And
know
I-
what's funny though about the whole video thing you were talking about that the best example of how frustrating everything you're trying to do can be is we did this video, the cupcake video, and it was for KXT's birthday. They were like, hey, make a KXT's. I don't remember how many years it was, maybe 20 years, but they were doing a thing, and it was like do a a video, and if it includes cake, we'll show it. We're going to rotate them. We're going to put them on, and then you get to open for some band. It was a deal. And we're like, okay, we'll play along. So we get cupcakes, and we go out and record in front of Carswell, old Carswell, the old Intruder, I think, whatever it is, the plane in that park, Airfield Park.
In the Airfield Park, yeah.
So we're in there underneath it, right? And we're playing. We're like, let's set it up here. We get permission. We go out there, and who bought the cupcakes? Did you buy them?
Yeah, from Albertsons.
Albertsons cupcakes. Let me tell you.
They have the blue, rich blue icing and the red, and just.
I mean, these things are made of witchcraft, is what it is inside of them. And and here's the thing about them is, they're not like
I had to throw something in there.
That's nice.
I've met my quota.
There you go. There's these things they're oil based, all that stuff. So when you get hit and you're out in the sun, it just starts burning. And so we're just getting, as it's like melted, we get pelted with cupcakes in this video. We did not prepare our equipment, first of all. Like Eric's keyboard had so much keyboard grease that it just floated down in it. Taylor's guitar had it in the pickups. We had it in microphones. It was everywhere. It was in our beards. And like Honey is having the absolute, when you watch the video,
so fun.
She's like dancing around, and like Taylor's not always the most approachable guy, but Honey just walks up to him and just pile drives a cupcake right into his face, like smashes his glasses back in his face. Head goes back, and it's all in slow motion. It's it's shot so well.
I had to get one for the camera.
Yeah.
I had to get a good shot of what we were doing.
So we go through, we do the video. We don't get anything from cakes. I mean, okay, we didn't win the deal, but what was funny is social media. So we get our 15-second clips, right?
Yeah.
We put it out there. We get 50,000 organic. I mean, just blowing up these little 15-second story clips of it. The actual video, I don't think, has still hit 10,000.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's just like people want the highlight reel. They're not really interested in the rest, And it was man, that was a good video. It featured like Jack Barksdale was maybe like 12 years old. He's dancing around just absolutely.
He's the one that was selling us the cupcakes, is kind of how
because we didn't buy any,
video.
then he decides to beat us with them,
Yeah.
and then gives them to everybody else. But
Yeah.
Honey's got this smile on her face, just dancing around, just wham, like plowing people. It was awesome. It was funny to watch. It was the highlight reel was the best, and people getting smashed in the
I was
face.
told
But
to do
I think
at the best.
I think reels now, like reels on like Meta and on TikTok, I think it's 3 seconds now. I think counts as a stream. Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, we were talking about this last week.
It's like
Spotify is 1 second.
1 second, right?
Of anything,
right?
Counts as a stream.
Yeah. After we did that, I went and did some research. I found it's 3 seconds from Meta. So like all those reels, like music videos, like it may not have reached 10,000, but the other one's got 50,000. Well, 50,000 streams.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, you got 50,000 streams. Yeah, that counts as a stream. I'm like, oh shit! All right, well,
It's just it's so frustrating because the things that you're it's hard getting people's attention and the why, like why should I care about this, and I think that's hard to sell, but I think it's that disconnection from music. It used to be a thing to where like your identity was tied to your music, and who you were was your music,
Yeah.
And I don't know how to recategorize people outside of that. It's kind of like I still see it as like there's people in the music community, they're in the arts creative community, there's those people, and then there's everybody else. And I don't understand everybody else. It's who I work with during the day, but I don't know how they live their life like that, Like I felt like such an empty person before music, And then, when I met Honey, I met her because of music. I mean, I saw her at Fred's, and then later on that night, Luke Wade's brother, actually, David, introduced us. Couldn't believe we hadn't met before, and we met all of our friends in our community, built out of music, and it's like everything we do kind of still revolves around it. Like the things that we choose to do, that still revolve around that, and I couldn't imagine without that. And I feel sad to a degree for people who, like, I don't know what they do. I don't know how they see it. Their life becomes their kids or whatever else. I mean, I love my kids. I want them to do great, but I don't want that to be my life, Kids are selfish and they treat you bad. So
I don't.
Our kids are grown, for the record.
Kids are grown. Yeah, they can take the punches now.
You wake up tomorrow and it's gone. I'd be lost as shit. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what I would do.
Or you get in a tragic accident, you lose your hand or something.
Figure
you
it
never
out.
play
I'd
guitar
figure it
again.
out.
It's like,
I'd-
well, you know,
I still want to be
glue
part
a
of it.
pick to my nub.
One of my favorite things at the music awards. Miss O got an award for like kind of music patron award, right? And she's 92 now, about to turn 93. Am I right? Or is she 93 going on 4? Her party's going to be at Magnolia Motor Lounge in a couple weeks. I know. Because she's told me several times, she told me all about the cakes and everything. But she still goes out and sees shows. She's in her 90s. That's her identity. She has a community and a purpose and an identity. Everybody knows her. She's there, and we see her at Central Mark drifting around getting the samples. And she's awesome. And she's the best person to have at your show, because when she goes around with that tip jar, the look on her face when you don't tip is like, you can burn in hell, you son of a
Pure
bitch.
guilt.
It is just
you
the
don't tell
look.
Miss O no.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
You're just
She
like,
is the
okay.
best tip jar person ever. If you're going to hire
She's amazing.
you don't need a band manager. You just need Miss O, and you'll make way more money.
Yeah. I got to go to the ATM. Sorry, I don't have any cash. I don't do that.
But there's some people like that in the community that's just like, they've made that their identity. That's how I see. I mean, one day that's what I'll be doing, and I hope to. Like I said, I do hope to be pushing along other people to do it, encouraging them to make music. I mean, it just, like I said, it's like I think of all the crappy things in the world, and I think of how I feel when I walk into a room with my friends are there, and there's going to be a music show with some people that I know, and it's like, man, I can't even imagine any of that stuff mattering in there, and carrying into that in there. It's not escapism. It's just like, it's something higher and above that crap, So.
It's family. Our friends have become our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank goodness, we all need each other.
Absolutely. Can't outdo this thing. The more we work together, the more we succeed, but the more we keep things around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that goes on all sides of the fences. And I was talking to some buddies the other day. I was like, man, we can sit here and he's a sponsor and we're the band, but if we don't work together, this thing isn't going to go forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're only prolonging the situation or just stopping it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is a huge deal, man.
Yeah.
In our community, when bands out there and artists that stop acting like this is one big competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This isn't a this isn't a pissing match.
Yeah.
Like, you have a talent, you're presenting it, do the best you can, love what you do, enjoy it, have fun with it. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? But stop going and playing with other bands in that place. Well, this band we're playing with sucks, man. I'm so glad we're the opener. Like, stop that. Like, well, who cares?
I know, it's like,
Who
when
gives a
you
shit?
when you go to go to open mics, and you're like, people are there, and it's like they come in, and when it's their turn to play, they go up and they play, and then they just leave afterwards.
Gone.
It's like,
History.
that's not really the kind of community building thing. Like, I feel too guilty to do it, even if it's absolutely sucks. If I go, I'm staying for an hour before and an hour after.
Sure.
At least, I do want to hear what's there. I want to hear. I still have that hope of finding that one song where you're like, damn. Like, I mean, there's a video of Tom York playing on the high end, or second album. High? No, jeez.
The Bins.
The Bins. Yeah, all I can think of is high, like the song that I was
I've
playing.
been on a Bins rabbit hole all week.
Have you
I've
seen
been
the
listening
video
to
of him? And he's in this little Canadian. I think he's in Vancouver at some Canadian bar. And it's just him sitting like it's an open mic night. No one's listening. It's like, it'd be like being at Broncos. The TVs are on. You can tell no one even knows who the hell this guy is.
I always tell him to turn
And
it
Tom
off.
York is not exactly like this attention getter guy that's going to command attention. He just sits in there and he's playing Plastic Trees to nobody, in this room. And you're just like, man, like that. I want to be there when that happens. I mean, I'll never forget. It was really a big part of it. Was for me with music when I saw kind of its power and I felt it. It was when, like, Deep Blue Something, when they played Breakfast at Tiffany's at the main bar. I mean, I was like in high school, and I'm sitting there with some friends, and we're kind of like, we had snuck in, with fake IDs, like you're supposed to.
Absolutely.
And
He's like, yeah.
I mean, I've done
I'm
it.
not against it. Yeah.
But it was like I remember seeing them play Breakfast at Tiffany's, and people's reaction to it and a couple other songs were just so immediately like this immediate connection. They couldn't believe what they had just heard. I mean, I don't know how to describe it other than it's so infectious. And I've seen a couple bands like that where I've heard something for the first time, and it's like, but not often. But it's like I still go out hoping to find that.
A band that I never really was into until I saw that happen. Like, I saw them a few times here and there at festivals, but Funland played Trees.
Yeah.
And they played Bleed Like Anyone.
Yeah.
And the place, like, there were just people there that were,
they
were there for, like, Bob Goblin or Course of Empire or something that was playing after them.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, how everybody connected, like, all of a sudden just like, oh, my God, this song is magical.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah, I remember seeing the Toadies early on, just
great.
going, "What is this?" You know, I don't remember if it wasn't at the Hop, but it was, just again a small club that.
Mad Hatters.
It might have been Mad Hatters. I don't remember,
I
somewhere
used to
around.
see 'em all the time.
The Cellar. That was around there, and it was pretty close to TCU. But I don't know, just that I saw the old 97s play Oppenheimer Road when that came out in 19 and a couple others, and it was just like, holy crap! Just something about like a local band playing something that was awesome and people reacting to it. I just was like, this is the highest calling. Like, this is the most important thing that's ever happened, you know?
Totally.
And I've never not felt that way. I've never stopped feeling that way, you know, about music like that.
How about you guys opening for Tripping Daisy for the first time in Fort Worth in 40, 30, whatever, how many years it was?
That was awesome.
That was freaking awesome.
Yeah. That was definitely, again, that was probably the top show for me, like, to ever play, to open for. And Tim Delauder was so nice. I mean, again, I'd met him, but, you know, he's got this flood of people, but he just was really nice to work with him. The band let us backline gear. They didn't make us, like, stack up our gear in front of them. The drummer was like, let me set this up, and got Drea set up and everything like that. And it was her first show back playing since having the twins. So she was already nervous, and then she's playing on this kit that she, you know, and anyways, meeting Tripping Day all at once, and like this flood through the green room up and everything. But yeah, it was amazing, and people's reaction, and then kind of the acceptance or the way they reacted to the music and were singing along and dancing and stuff like that. That just, man, to play to a packed room like that too. What a privilege. And they could have sold the place out without any of us on there. They didn't need a single one of us on there, you know. They could have had a DJ up there playing, you know, and everybody would have been just as happy, you know. But, you know, again, you know, they really not only allowed it to happen, but they didn't do it in a dickish way, or they were the opposite of that. You know what I mean? Like, so not big timers. Like, yeah, use our gear if you want to use this, or do you want to use this bass? I mean, we're like, no, you know, they were just offered it up. You know, we weren't expecting that. So, but the show itself, you know, again, playing the kind of music we had and hearing her out there jumping and yelling. And I know I messed up one thing. And immediately, as soon as I mess up, my tell is I look for Honey's face.
It's like I have a flashlight on my head. I'm just like,
oh my God, did you hear what I just said? You know, so...
Trying to get him back in the rhythm of the song, so he
oh
can
my
remember
God,
the lyrics.
I'm in the second verse already. What am I going to do? I got to steer to the first verse somehow, you know.
Yeah.
But it was...
You're going to have to start doing baseball calls or something like that, like tip the hat, touch the ear, you know.
Yeah, the signals,
Pull those fells, pull the fire alarm, clear everybody out. No, I think that was just, I realized, like, especially looking back, what was amazing about the Tripping Daisy show is looking back at how much, like, psychedelic rock or that psych rock kind of, like, their sound, you know, the Flaming Lips, the kind of, like, that vibe of music that was just different but big. Watching them warm up and how Tim gets his voice to sound the way it does when he sings. I don't know, man. It was amazing, but it was like, it felt like I was opening for somebody that was a hub of all the music I cared about, you know, that grew out of that, you know.
Sure.
And Tripping Daisy was definitely there.
Yeah.
She got to see his Bubble show.
Yeah.
And the Bubble show in Denton back in the, what club was that at? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. Yeah, I just snuck out and headed that way.
I told him backstage, I was like, my wife has a bubble gun if you're gonna play bubbles and you want to do that. And he was like, are you serious? I was like, yes, bring it.
That song.
So
because of that memory.
There. He's like shaking, blowing bubbles all over. I'm sure Jason and the guys at Tulips are like, great, you're just gonna grease up the whole stage now. You know, thanks a lot,
Everything
Sean.
oily.
You learn the hard way with those bubble machines.
At least it wasn't Fago like ICP does.
Gross.
We learned the hard way with one of those.
The bubble gun? It gets slippery.
So our fiddle player was like, man, we ought to do bubbles because we always do like haze. And I was like, yeah, well, I've got a bubble machine. And then, you know, like one of those ADJs that just spits them out to the crowd. Found out the hard way that there's like certain bubble juices you use that don't make it all greasy and slick. And there was a guy out there, and him and his wife were cutting a rug, and she went, and he fell, and he's like, "It's slippery." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, we don't know why. I have no idea." Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
What's great is doing that as a support band, and then watching the band after you
really struggle.
Really struggle
on stage.
My problem was that we put it up behind the guitar boat on one show at New Year's Eve, and it was blowing bubbles out to the crowd. And I didn't realize that my headstocks were all sitting right there, and it's blowing through them. I didn't even pay attention to it until I turned around to grab one. I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
and it was all just caked on there.
Like fret grease.
Shit.
Yeah, the fret grease. It's such a good sudsy after a while.
Not so much. It was all over the tuning keys.
Yeah.
And I had to go home and take it all apart.
That's nice.
We have the same. You and I have the same guitar, so I was like, "Oh well." Yeah. Imagine your tuning keys just being caked in soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it's funny. Like I envy the guys who write songs. Like the Moon Disaster album was a concept album, and it was so nice to write because I didn't have to dig out my heart and soul, my guts into an album. And it's funny because Unraveled started to become more of that towards some of the songs in it were very confessional, but then this album got to some really nitty gritty. Like this album was written in the full weight of a lot of consequences for stuff I had done up to that point, and bad habits I had really formed along the way. And not just drinking, but other bad, just mental stress and things like that. Like my mental space is terrible. One of the and what I was going to say about the writing part is like in like 12 steps they talk about never let pain go to waste. I've heard that expression through different things in that, and that makes a lot of sense. But I think also like never let pain goes to waste is like write a song, and like being able to write a song for me and with veterans too. What I realize is like writing a song hopefully can make whatever that was, begin to be part of your past rather than your present and affecting your entire future. It can start to look like it has an end space. And when I look at these songs, I do look at those parts, some of the worst things in my adult life, but I'm glad they're over. I mean, they feel like they're behind me because now it's an album, and once it gets released, now it's the past.
We made it.
At the same time,
I like that philosophy.
There's when you're performing those songs, like say the one that hurts the most.
Yeah.
When performing it, you almost have to put yourself back there in that every time you play it. But like I have songs like that I can't get through on stage. I will fall apart.
Yeah.
And
even
I know
after
that's
playing
like.
them so much, like
Yes.
you don't get through to a point to where
100%.
I've had stuff like that, but it's like you get to a point where you're just like,
I think I get.
that really cut.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I get jaded. I need to remind myself. That's a problem of the presentism kind of part, or the lack of being present. So it's like, but there are songs, especially when they're newer.
That's what happens. Is I get disconnected.
Yeah,
it's the lack of being present in the spot.
Right.
You're just going through the motions because, and your mind's somewhere else.
And I think that affects that performance. And I think people, I do think people are also perceptive if they can see when something's real. And there are songs like "The Man You Run To" still like it gets me when I see. I try not to look at her, and it's just because I just. It reminds me of what I was thinking when I wrote it, and they weren't all happy thoughts about myself necessarily.
Sure.
And then like San Antonio was just like those are some of those songs on there are some real words. I mean, like it literally was about going down to San Antonio and getting thrown in jail. And when I was going, she's literally as I was walking out the door,
I said, "Boy, you better be good tonight."
She literally said it, and I
like
put that in the
because I wasn't going.
She did. She wasn't kidding either, and I knew she wasn't kidding. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be good. I'm only gonna drink one drink an hour."
He had a plan.
One drink an hour,
and I did for 5 hours.
For 5 hours,
and one drink, and when you're at the bar,
12 hours
you're
later.
Playing, yeah, it's kind of like when she's like, "What bar are we at?" It's like I was at Lola's. Like, so that's really 2.5 per. So that's 12 drinks.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well. I was never good at
Yeah,
math.
and Fort Worth drinks are different
Yeah.
sizes than out of town drinks.
Especially if you have to know everybody behind the bars. You
It
get
is
a little bit of...
I would say that everything's bigger in Texas. Like when you go to Boston, you're getting a real shot. You're like having to look at the line. Like, like they don't mess around. There's no whiskey getting
100%.
no splash. And then it's like, but here it's kind of like that's one shot. Wow,
that's a drink.
Yeah.
It cracks me up when we're traveling around and going places and like you go somewhere new and they're actually measuring the shots out. I'm like, what are you doing?
They have
You see
those.
the
I've never seen those.
The pour spouts.
Really?
When I had Fort Worth Live, we had to get, because we had some bartenders that were, when I first opened that thing, we were noticing out of the bottles like they're over pouring like a son of a bitch. And then Hutch was on me. He's like, we got to roll that in, and I was like, all right. And so we got them put on there, but it would count.
Yeah,
we had to count for it digital, like and then we reeled it in, and then Brooks took over, and then I got out.
Yeah. It is funny. Yeah, I have noticed that, like in other places, overseas too. Like they don't mess around like we do here. But I'll take here better.
Colorado, man, I don't drink anymore. But I was noticing people as they were pouring drinks that were there. I was watching. He's like, "Yeah, I'll get a Captain and Coke," and it was like so little.
Yeah,
I've been watching her. It was like almost like a splash of rum in there, and then filled it up with Coke. I was like, how much is that? She's like, it's seven something. I was like, whoa.
Honey,
I looked at, I was like, how many of those you got to drink? I mean, that's like, it's not even a full shot. I was like half a shot in there. Like, what is that?
Honey takes a risk of getting margaritas in place. I'm like, this is a bad idea. We're north of the Red River. I wouldn't do it. I don't do hot sauce up there.
Tacos, Mexican food. Period. Don't eat it north of the Red River.
There's a few barbecue spots, maybe, but you're rolling dice with barbecue. You're definitely rolling dice with any kind of Mexican food. It's like, look, it's all white people
especially
in here.
Colorado.
It's gonna be crap.
Colorado will always trick you with their Mexican food. They'll always be, authentic. Come and get it.
There.
Oh, it's horrible.
They just pour
like
green chili all over everything.
So, okay, when we played up there at, what is it? Copper River, they were going on about their green chili. They were like, man, you got to try the green chili up here.
That's a Colorado thing,
I'm
man.
Like, dude.
And North New
Mexico. What are you talking about? They're like, green chili. So after the show, they had like tortillas, and they're like, yeah, man, just dip it in your green chili. And I ate it. I go, well, this is horrible, but this is the crap we get on tables at Chicano restaurants for free that comes out with the hot sauce, and you choose to eat it or not. Yeah. He's like, well, this is like a delicacy up here. I'm like, you guys are deprived.
Yeah.
You guys are really deprived.
I have a review of a Colorado restaurant where the first time in the pandemic we went up to Colorado, and I brought the kids up for the holidays and stuff just to get out of town, and we was around Keystone area, and there's this place called, I think it was called Dos Locos Gringos, and I think that I left one of the most amazing art pieces of a review. I actually took it down because I felt bad. It was so awful. But I'll show it to you. It's really funny. It was like, first of all, the only thing crazy about this place is that someone called this Mexican food. This place fucking sucked. And I just go on about that. I mean, the wait staff was terrible. I don't know. It was the most horrible food experience I'd ever had, and the food sucked. We didn't even get all of it. By the time we left, we were like, just forget it. The last dish that Maddie was like, just forget it. Yeah. We didn't get refills on drinks. Like, there's no one here. We want to spend money. We will drink your shit-ass margaritas and just get heartburn all night. But that's the dice you roll. I don't do margaritas out of here.
All right, so there's a place in Kansas City called In a Tub. Been there for 60 years.
On which side, Missouri or Kansas?
Kansas side. Kansas City, Kansas. Yeah. And, okay, the only way I can relate to this is like, remember when Heinz Ketchup decided to do colors?
Oh, no.
Remember that? Remember back in the day they did like purple and green?
I remember that.
And you just had to like
2000s.
You had to like just go, this is ketchup. I'm eating it. You know what I mean?
It's purple.
It's purple, though. Yeah. And they would mind fuck you. And that's why they did away with it. Because people were like, I don't need blue shit on my french fries.
Yeah.
You know, okay. In a tub, I do not look at as Mexican food, even though it's a taco. All right?
Yeah.
It is meat, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions in a shell. But the only way, okay, it's Jack in the Box tacos.
Yeah.
But way better. And they have this powdered cheese. I can't explain it. I will eat 100 of these things if you put them in front of me. They're so good. So like my band, well, one of my Aaron, my drummer, he was with another band further north, and they were up there doing some shows. I was like, man, you guys should go to Inner Tub. He was like, I don't know, man, Mexican food, North Texas. I'm like, dude, it's not Mexican food. Just go eat the taco.
Just shaped like a taco.
And just go eat it. It's Mexican food, but it's not. Just don't
taco
go
is a
expecting
delivery
Mexican
mechanism.
Food.
That's
just
all.
expect like a taco sandwich or something like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, don't go in with the mind frame that it's Mexican food. Mm-hmm. He's like, all right. So they go in and they got it. And he's like, dude, you weren't bullshitting. This is really good. I was like, if you don't think about Mexican food, this is delicious.
Yeah.
But if you go in expecting a taco, you are going to be highly let down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only, other than that, like the only other thing I can think of that comes close to being any kind of good is Ted's in Oklahoma City.
I just find food really bland when
Have
I
you
go
been
out
there?
in Texas.
Ted-
I don't know.
They don't
Okay,
season anything.
Ted's,
They don't.
Ted's
Yeah.
is the only good thing is that they give you free queso at the table, and it's really good, and the tortillas are great. Everything else sucks.
Yeah.
So just go
That's what
sit
they're
down.
good for, though. It's like worse than kids coming into a Chili's getting fucking chips and queso
Yeah.
for the meal. You know what I mean? But
Bottomless.
it's like, that's
We
what they're there
discovered Guacamole Brothers in Oklahoma, and
yes.
they were really good. So
Yeah.
if you're passing by there, stop in.
On your way back from Broken Bow through,
Yeah.
wherever the heck, Paris, Texas, we
Paris,
drive through. It's
yeah.
crazy. But that was a great find.
Hey, speaking of Broken Bow, Hochatown, new venue, taking on Fort Worth bands in particular. Like they're searching. It's Mountain Fork Brewery.
Oh, we saw
It
that.
has a bull in it. Does
Oh
it
no,
have a
that's
bull?
the saloon.
No,
Oh, that's the
the
saloon.
Hochatown
Okay.
Saloon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
So
Hochatown Saloon.
that's run. That's the reason I'm giving these guys a big shout out is because they're like picking out good artists, putting them in there, like artists in general.
Yeah.
And they're not just sticking with the name brands going in like over at Hochatown, which is great. You guys do what you want, but
Yeah.
they're giving bands a chance in this place, and they got like a decent sized stage. You got to bring your own sound.
It was an
But-
old place, though, right?
was.
It was an old brewery that sucked.
And they
every time I
flipped
went
it.
in there, that all their beers were flat or tasted terrible, like they never cleaned their lines, so
Yeah.
it just tasted like bacteria.
Yeah.
And then I heard that they were flipping that place.
We
and
just
turning
booked
it
there.
into
We're
a-
gonna play up in June. We're playing up there, June 12th, I think.
The delicious bacterial aftertaste.
No, the new place should be
Yeah,
a lot
it's-
better.
The new place is
No,
great.
yeah.
Clean the
Yeah,
line.
supposedly.
I
so
love
far,
that
some of
just-
the bands I've talked to that have played there, I was like, well, how was it? They're like, oh, man, this was awesome.
And
Yeah.
We
Hochatown
loved it.
Distilling is selling stuff now.
Now, the other place up there is it was the Do With the Dead. It was,
The pizza,
yes.
the dead pizza.
And they had, it's all music theme to the Dead.
Yeah,
And they had a huge little,
Grateful Head.
Grateful Head, that's it. Yes, and they had a stage outside, and they had great pizza. And I asked the waiter, I was like, "So who does the booking here?" Blah blah blah. We were just up here on vacation. He's like, "Oh, we don't do fucking bands here." I was like, "What?"
Did they even have a stage?
Yes,
Yeah, they've got a big stage.
Great stage, great scenery. Like I'm just sitting there looking at this thing, going, "Man, this would be
Yeah.
Dead. This is down Deadwood's
Yeah.
alley. This is her jam." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, we don't do bands here." Turns the customers away. I go, "This place is themed after the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
It's a brewery
Yeah.
with pizza.
Yeah.
Maybe
How
it's,
are you turning
maybe
people
it's
away?
the staff
Yeah.
turning the people away."
Maybe.
But since the casino was built up there, they've started opening more places that have entertainment
Yeah.
in them
Yeah.
around there. So
Hochatown Saloon is the big hoorah there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you gotta,
Yeah.
they've got a,
I don't know if
that's
the-
a weird deal.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of music they did. They had a mechanical bull thing in the middle of the deal.
They had one of these like pay to play things
Yeah.
going on. It's
Oh.
like join
Yeah.
our roster for $150
That's
every
nice.
6
Fuck
months.
yes.
And it was like, we might consider you to come play here. I was like, yeah, I'm good, man.
That's
Good.
wow.
Do you,
What a
pal?
scam.
But I'm out. And I was like, why
no,
would you
just
do
wait
that?
around for new management.
Yeah, right. Wait for the smart guy to come in, buy
Wait
the
around
place
for
up,
new
flip
management.
it, get
It'll be
rid of
all
the
good.
bull.
Yeah, get rid of the bull.
I do love playing small town. I love playing in places where people don't expect you. I mean, I remember playing in. I love it when people come like, "What are you?" They're like, "What are you doing here? Why is your band? Your band's so good. What are you?" And like, or what are your song? That's just a great
I
experience.
got a spot for you.
And when we went to we got to go to Scotland and up and it was like I think I was the first Texan they had ever met, like around Liverpool, and we just book these shows. It was with the O's, and the O's are a lot of fun on the road. Not for your liver, but they're a lot of fun to tour with. A great story too, by the way, is that John Pettigo, we were driving back, and I don't know if you guys knew Ron Gaeta. He was a guitarist here for a long time, lives up in Boston now, but he got the nickname Ronster the Monster, or the Dread Pirate Ron, and he runs out of the car. Him and John, they both started getting car sick, and they run out of the car. They go around the corner from this little wall, and they just start throwing up everywhere. And it turns out it was the Roman wall, and so
oh crap!
Oh no, dude.
They've just heaved everywhere right as we got out of Scotland, back down and heading down to southern England. So, but what I love though is we got to meet these people, and I've kept friends with several of them over the years, over the last decade. We went back with Calhoun and played a lot of these places, but there's just something amazing about going to a place where, again, they don't expect to find you, they don't expect to find your music. Mm-hmm. And if a band from Texas is going to come in, they're going to come play London, they're going to go home. They might go up, they might go to Glasgow. They just and people don't, but their experience, they're as fascinated with us as I am when I meet somebody from England. I want to tell them all the stories about this, and I want to use the C word frivolously and all the other stuff. That
yes, because it's glorious.
It is amazing. What a feeling.
Dude, there's a place
word.
in Walsenburg, Colorado. It's called the Stoke House. And it's got such a killer story as to what this building was used for. It was actually when it was a mining town. And this is where the miners would come in, and they would get their suits, their helmets, everything, and they had these keys. Then you could tell who was in the mine by these keys hanging up on the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this older couple, they bought it after it had been shut down, and their dream was to turn it into a bed and breakfast and have a little store downstairs and a restaurant and this whole stuff. Well, the dream never came true, and he ended up passing away, and the lady, she just lived there, and she was living up on the top floor. And a friend of mine, his name is Jim, him and his wife are realtors, and they were coming to show that she decided she was going to sell the place and this, that. Her dream was gone, And Jim's wife, Cinnamon, she was like, got to give a name. She was like, I love this idea. You know what? I want to do this. So they bought it, and they made her a partner. Mm. And she runs it, and they do band sounds there, and they have it flipped the whole place. Did Airbnbs upstairs, so when the band comes, you got a place to stay. You got
nice.
a shared kitchen area out there.
Yeah.
You got balconies that look over the whole town. You can see all the mountains. And then downstairs, they have this bar area. And there's a bar, and it probably only holds maybe 150 people downstairs, and you're kind of in this pocket, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason a band should be in this pocket up against the stairwell that leads down to the basement that used to go to the mines.
Right.
And you bring PA with you and you play in there, but the people are so genuine.
Yeah.
They're just like, man, thank you so much for being here, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys definitely got to go there and play. It's a solid spot. Pays well. They're hospitable. They take care of you. The whole nine. But it's a great spot.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we're excited. We're doing some traveling this summer. We're going to Lake Tahoe, and we're trying to get out west, and just get out on we have our little camper trailer, and so we take the dogs and heading out this summer and try to
2 weeks.
hit record stores and along the way and up around for 2 weeks we're going to be making the run, so we're looking forward to it. By the way, I'm playing this Friday with Alejandro Escovedo. Did you see that? We just announced at the Kessler.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't see it.
Oh, wow.
It just was a last minute deal, and I mean that guy, I knew about him from Santana and Los Lobos, but he also was in the Nuns and the Leftovers and all these he was doing I listened to some of the stuff that he was doing. It's like B-52s but in the 70s,
Yeah.
And he was in San Francisco in early punk scene. I mean, he's just an amazing. I knew who he was, and I knew he was a huge name for Texas music and everything. But people have a tendency to kind of focus on his Latino roots, I guess, and so I didn't really know that much about the other stuff he had done. But he's in his 70s, and he just released a new album, and it's amazing. And he just changes his style and goes back and does these different things. He's done stuff in the grunge world. back it probably was my age when he was doing that stuff. I mean,
Didn't he play over there, do a show there like last year, the year before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He came through?
Yeah.
Because I remember learning from a mutual friend, Andrew Sherman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he went over there and shot him, and I had no clue. The same thing. I thought it was all the Latino world and everything.
Right.
Had no clue. And then, like, Andrew's doing this write-up, and I'm like, what? He's worked with who?
Yeah.
He's done what?
I know. It's like Bowie. I mean, like it's like
Yeah.
there is just a roster of people that he's worked with that have such an and then when you listen to the music, I was like going back and listening to it kind of in its day, like the Nuns, and the Leftovers, especially the earliest stuff he did. And I was just like, man, this music, it was like he was doing, it sounded like the Traveling Wilburys, kind of Sun Volt, kind of Wilco vibe stuff, but it was the 80s. I mean, think about what was happening in Americana, if that even existed. Like, what was even happening? So he's just got an amazing kind of tastemaker, and it's like a band like Big Star, like where people know who Big Star is, but people refer to him or the Smiths or something, but it's like they don't really, you don't hear their stuff on the radio and out necessarily like his stuff is, but people refer to his music all the time. And that's how I've seen him, is people referring to his music as an inspiration for them. And then when I listen to it in its order, kind of in context of what he's done over the years, just kind of get a feel for what he really does, I was like, man, this is amazing. I'm like, I knew he was a legend, so when they asked me to like open, I was like, heck yeah, I don't care if I have to form an entire new band, we will do this. So, but it will happen. But
That's Friday?
Friday, yeah, at the Kessler.
What time?
We will play at 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And we've got the album release is April the 18th at the Post, so we've got that coming up. And that show we've got Brave Little Howl opening for us at that show. And there's some specials, like the limited edition vinyl, like that one that you've got. It's like a splatter vinyl, and we'll have, until we run out of them, basically. There's only a couple hundred of them. And the record stores have them, like Doc's has them, and Chief Records has them. And
that's our granddaughter, Serenity, on the cover.
Yeah.
And the picture on the back is when we were in Boston.
Yeah,
and that was on
Bukowski's.
Sean's birthday, actually.
I don't know if you've
I
ever
thought
read
that was the chat
Bukowski.
room.
Yeah, it could be.
I was like,
Yes.
oh, you just took down the chat room.
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
It's a place called Bukowski's. If you are in Boston, you should definitely go there. It's like this little dive bar, kind of near the Central Station area. But it's Bukowski was a crazy writer, like kind of beat poet kind of guy, but just American kind of.
Cool.
Oh, check that record
Isn't that
out.
beautiful?
Where's the camera? Come on. Look how pretty that is.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
they-
gorgeous.
So those you can buy those through the ticket links on the Post or through our deal. And there's like the VIP package where you can buy your ticket, get your vinyl. I'm mostly wanting to sell records, so I'm like, hey, buy your ticket and buy the record and guaranteed spots, and get those
I'm
things
just glad
moving.
you're printing them.
Yeah. My
That's
hope
so
is
awesome.
my hope is always, it's like, like when I first listened to music, the first thing I got was the Kiss record, and I got it. It was the Destroyer record, and it was 100% because the album looked so cool. And then I dove into Def Leppard and some other stuff like that. But it was all about the album covers. Quiet Riot's album cover was so cool, Mental Health, and the Queen record. I remember, with and Jukebox Hero, the Foreigner record. All of them were just. It was like I was fascinated with them, and I knew every line of everything that was on that record and the liner notes and all that kind of stuff. And again, that connection thing, it's like, I can't imagine my life without it. Like if I only knew music from these little Spotify little squares or digital squares, it's like, I don't know what I would think it is. I remember I used to push Maddie, be like, who's that band? Band called, Pond. I was like, where are they from? I don't know. It's like, oh, they're from England. And we were at the skating rink one night, one of the first nights we were there. They were jamming this cool playlist. This young girl, probably 16, 17 years old, that, as that's the required age to run an entire business, 16, when it's a roller rink, because there's like 6 of us there.
On adult night.
Yeah, on adult night. she is playing. All of a sudden, like kicks on the Burning Hotels, and I go walking over. I was like, "Whose playlist is this?" She's like, "Mine." She thought she was in trouble. She acted like I was like my dad voice must have like scared her a little bit. And then I was like, "Whose playlist is this?" She's like, "Mine." I was like, "Do you know who this band is?" She looks at her phone. She's like, Burning Hotels. And I was like, "No, I know." I'm like, you know, this band is local. Like they and like Chance has a merch shop right down on Main Street. Like all this stuff and. Like she just like her face like melted. She couldn't believe it. She had listened to Burning Hotels, had no idea who they were, that they were right in this town. You know, it's like that disconnection is sad.
That's
like
wild.
And that's another reason why we thought it would be a good idea to bring the music to the rink.
yeah, because
Because-
they don't hear it. They have no idea what's happening locally.
And Craig, give me the camera. I will personally pay $1,000 for the Burning Hotels to get back together and play the roller rink.
Oh, now there's a roller rink show.
Wow.
Burning Hotels.
You
It's like
heard it
$2.50
here
per member.
first.
I mean, that's not too bad.
I will also take donations.
Yeah,
We'll add to that.
Yeah.
Go to
We will
Venmo.
gladly do that.
yeah. Go to the American Health. GoFundMe.
Yeah. At Deadwood Fan.
Chance.
Chance
Come
is gonna
on
be like,
now.
leave me the fuck alone.
No,
He's
it's
making-
never gonna die.
There's gonna be special shot. One of the songs called "Last Call Shooter," and I'm getting special. Chance is making me little shot glasses say "Last Call Shooter" on them right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's
yeah,
great.
there'll be some good. We'll have some good swag
And we
thanks
also
to
have
Chance.
the Finch feathers.
That's right, those Finch feathers, and while
Coined
supplies
by
last.
Ken Scott.
You know, here's the thing about braiding tiny things. So I could never braid my daughter's hair as curly, and it always looked. I basically would have been better off just tying it in knots on the side, like a square knot maybe. But braiding those little things, you know, like they start to burn the ends of your thumb. I think I have sensitive thumbs because the braiding, like surprisingly,
Working them to the
egregious.
bone.
Yeah, it started to burn a little bit on the
But
end.
you
I
play
thought I had a
guitar.
rash.
I mean, come on.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought I was
weird.
protected, but apparently I have very I could never be like a slap bass or a thumb wrapper kind of, you know, sensitive thumbs. Just for thumbs up, and that's it.
Well, no Johnny Greenwood for you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a lot of thumb wrapping around.
I know. Damn it.
Are we going to get to it?
What's that, sir?
Is it where he puts on the French maid costume?
Yeah,
No,
where's
that's
the
No,
Matthew.
no,
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, I can't take
That's what
that
they
away
want
from
me to
Matthew.
do.
Yeah. Are we going to get to the Kill Tony story?
Okay, we can
Oh
talk
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys have been real busy. Like we feel like
Yeah.
we're busy. You guys have been exceptionally
This past
busy.
week's been pretty ridiculous. Would you like for me just to get out my big joke book and show it to you?
Did you get a big joke?
Did
book?
you get one? Did you get on
Would
stage?
you like to see it?
Yes, I would. You
Oh,
didn't. Damn it.
God, I was like, holy shit! What kind of bomb did you drop in there?
Yeah, right?
So we went Saturday night. Kill Tony was here live at I call it Nokia, but it's the CU Bank Trust.
The Texas Trust.
Texas
Credit Union
Trust.
3 is
Nokia.
here, yeah.
But
Got
it's
it.
Nokia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it'll always be Nokia.
Yes.
It was Verizon for a while.
Or I'll go with Verizon too. But
Or like
CU
Coca-Cola
Trust Bank-
Starplexes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Starflex.
Sold out. 8,000 people in that joint.
Wow.
Sold it out. When we get there, I paid for really good tickets. Really, really good tickets. When we get there, and this has to do with some of the stage thing. I get there and we walk over to our tickets and there's cameras in our seats.
Oh, shit.
Tripods, right? Right. Well, they weren't right in our seats. They were in the seats right in front of us.
Okay.
And I'm like, And we are sitting like just off of Tony's little desk. Like we're just a little bit off of it. And I'm like, this ain't going to work. I didn't pay this much money to sit behind someone running a camera all night. So I go over and I talk to the usher. And he's like, yeah, this was sprung on us. Go talk to the my supervisor over there. So I went over there and I was like, hey, and I was just asking, are these cameras going to be here like all night? Is there going to be people manning them, like standing up, running them? And he goes, yeah, they just sprung all this on us. We had no idea this was going to be this way. He goes, where are you sitting? And I showed him. And he kind of walked over. Well, he pulls out a pocket full of tickets. And he's looking through them. And he goes, well, I've got two here that's, a couple of seats over. And we're like, okay, as long as we're clear of the view. Well, he hands them to us. I get to look at the tickets. I'm like, no, this is a section over. And these seats are dead right on with his desk.
You're going to be in the show.
Yeah, it's center stage, everything. But with moving seats, it erases your chance of knowing where you're sitting, of them knowing where you're sitting. Yeah. Anyway, the show was ridiculous. Totally bonkers. Like, I've listened to Kill Tony for years now.
Yeah.
Every week. And I've never heard one of these shows be this crazy and over the top. And even they were saying it. Tony lost control of it because the crowd took over the show.
Oh shit.
Really?
Yeah, several times. So this... Oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to give anything away. I did say not to give anything away.
Oh, really?
I'm very interested in how the edit's going to be in a couple of weeks. But...
Hey, talk to me over here for a second. Pull the mic over this way. So what happened at Kill Tony?
As long as the mic's over there.
As long as the mic's on your right side, left side, whatever.
It was pretty wild. There was a lot of nudity. Everybody that showed up did a very good job. All the regulars. It was pretty awesome seeing all the regulars.
All right.
The guest comedians were really good. I got to be vague until it comes out because they said not to spill anything.
I mean, you don't think that there's one person out of the, what did you say, 8,000? It's like,
I do know that they enjoyed it here a lot better than Houston.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Tony liked it here a lot better than Houston.
Yeah.
And we were listening to the Houston show the next day because we were kind of halfway through it. And we got to the end of Houston where he turns on the Houston crowd.
Oh, shit.
Because they're booing and all sorts of stuff. So he's just like, fuck y'all. Fuck this
shit.
place,
I'm actually listening to that
fuck
episode. I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah.
That's the most current one.
Is that the one with Roseanne?
No, that was the one from Austin on New Year's Eve.
It was.
That was on Netflix.
That's right.
The edit's going to be very interesting to see how this comes out and what they have to edit out. Heidi, who serves drinks, she works with my cousin.
Yeah.
And when they got back on Sunday, my cousin asked her how was Dallas, and she's like, "That's the most insane show we've ever done."
Yeah,
it was
man.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nice, good deal.
we need comedy. We need to make. I feel like that's just been another missing thing. It's just the kind of comedy that is shocking. I still the one thing I miss about when I started doing music and kind of found that community of friends in the Army. People tell really dark, horrible jokes a lot, like stuff that you shouldn't say. And it's like the more guys.
My entire crew is ex-military.
Okay.
So I hear all sorts of stories.
I kind of missed it. But it was like around musicians, like, when they use their creative forces for evil and say really horrible things, like on the road with Mad Libs, dangerous with musicians, really bad. Because the longer you're on the road and the less they've showered and the worse the food they've eaten, the more all-subs burritos they've inhaled, the Mad Libs get really dark. I mean, just horrible. But at the same point, there is some, I don't know how to describe why it matters that we do it anyways. That I don't know what the benefit is. It's not like if I hear something that is racist. I mean, like hearing like Bobby Lee and the Bad Friends, like I got to see him in L.A. not too long ago, and him when he talks about his dad and talks about all this stuff, like just where he says he goes, basically tells him that if he's gay, he's going to kill all his friends, just crazy stuff they say, and I don't know. I feel like there's something that we need in it. I think if we don't say it there, then it gets said in the wrong place, and I don't think people understand that. I don't know if I feel like an old generation man, but it's like, I don't know what you guys laugh at if it's not this. Like, how do you get these feelings are still inside you, whether you realize it or not? And it's like, there's a way to laugh at it and make it, and it takes power away from it. And it makes it ridiculous by saying it.
Our bass player,
otherwise it's sacred, and it's sacred. Then that's dangerous. I don't know.
Our bass player dropped one on us the other day, right before the gig, and I was like, I was like, oh my God, Bob. And then I said it to y'all on the text message the other day.
The more horrible,
that one's been around.
I mean, okay, it was like, what's the difference between a 4-year-old and a bag of cocaine?
Oh, what a setup! I don't know.
Eric Clapton would never let a bag of cocaine fall out of a 4-story window. It's so bad, dude. Wow. It's so bad. I was like, Bob, don't say shit like that before we go on stage, man.
Oh, you sent that over in the chat the other day, and I was like, I knew it because I'd heard it in the past.
God, it's brutal.
But I was
it's
waiting
brutal.
for
First time to hear
it.
Brutal. That's brutal.
And that's what you were saying, kind of, Sean. What you were saying earlier is what pissed me off a few years ago when there was like a hardcore attack against comedy and stand-up comedians, where they wanted them all to be woke or whatever. And like all these dirty comics were being attacked, and then you have Whoopi Goldberg, out of all people, attacking modern day comics who her entire career was built off dirty racist jokes. But now that she sits on a View panel, she's got this holier than Al.
Well, that's why I was bringing up that Roseanne
like,
Barr deal from Kill Tony, because that was the episode, like, she went off on the crowd. Like, during that episode, she's like, fuck you. I can just going off on him. I was like, holy shit.
But you know what's interesting, though, is you can see like this, you can see like when comedians are like we're saying some of the worst things that we look back now and think like, I can't believe they said. I mean, like Eddie Murphy in his day, or even all those guys in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
it was like that was when it actually, and like In Living Color, we love In Living Color. In Living Color's era, when it was on, felt like the closest we've been to an actual functioning, the sky's the limit potential for everybody in this country. That's when it felt like that.
Go back and watch the roast of Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah.
Oh my Lord, dude.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is like when you look at, and then you look at it when you silence those comics since that time that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Things have gotten way worse in this country, because now we're not laughing at people who say stupid shit like what we hear at some of these, rallies by whichever side. Doesn't matter who. Both sides say idiotic shit because there's it's like almost like comedy and art is the counterforce to those stupid ideas. And when you suppress this one idea because you're afraid they might offend somebody, then this other side, we got to be friends with, if you guys all know Ken Scott, the Raphael Ninja Turtle, right? So the other Ninja Turtles are in town, and one of them was this guy named Brian Tochi, who played Takahari in Revenge of the Nerds. And I asked him, it was like, we went to Japanese Palace, and he's over there he's making stereotypical sounds with his voice, and making fun of Ken for taking him to Japanese Palace. But everybody there knows it. That's awesome. But I asked him, I said, I forgot that he did these other parts, but he's over there saying, oh, thank you take me to Japanese Paris. And he's just doing this shit. And I started laughing. I'm just like, oh my God. He's like, don't say that. But, then we go inside and he's a hero. And I thought, my gosh, this is the guy who said hair pie like 1,000 times. And like, all these, I mean, the entire premise of the movie he's in was to sneak in the girls' locker room and film it, And so all these crazy things, and it's like, but to him, it was like he was a hero because in the 80s, to be an Asian actor and not be a bad guy and to be a good guy was a huge step up. It was like he was still a good guy, and he was a role model. And all that stuff, it's like, man, we just get so caught up in looking back and shitting on all these things. It's like, man, that guy doing that role paved the way for Long Duck Dong and some other guys to be good guys, and to be a different role other than the other guy on the other side of a Rambo movie getting shot up or whatever, which is what all our dads wanted to see, So I just think I feel like the worst times in our history in the last 20 years have been the times when I've also noticed that comedians and artists and stuff like that are not saying anything, or they're getting caught up in like hip hop music is all of a sudden talking about Louis Vuitton and bullshit merchandise crap, instead of like when I grew up listening to Public Enemy. It's like Public Enemy was rocking it. It's like there was a necessity for things to be different, and now we've just regressed. It feels like we have regressed in those areas, and it's not surprising to me to see a lot of artists being stifled and voices being stifled along the way. So it's another reason, like we have got to write, we've got to say, we've got to take our opportunity to use our platform for,
Do you ever look at like stuff like that Snoop Dogg is in now? And then
that
go
was-
back 20 years ago and be like,
Yeah.
I would have never
He
thought.
was up for murder.
Yeah.
Right. Now he's
Now
getting
he's
paid
at the
$10 million
Olympics.
a day for the Olympics.
And I'm pretty sure he's unapologetically pretty open about killing somebody. And
Yes.
I think he's surprised
Totally.
he got off.
Yeah.
Remember when Ice Cube was
Hanging with
scary?
Martha Stewart.
Ice
now
Cube
he
was,
hangs
I just
with
saw
Martha
the
Stewart.
reboot of Anaconda. Like, and he
I'm
appears
watching
in that, and
too.
I'm like, oh my
I'm watching that now.
God, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he comes walking up, he's like, yeah. I'm like, shh.
Oh.
What?
Well, and that's
No.
one of the things is like hip hop back then, the Public Enemy, the NWA.
Yeah, the gangster rap era. Yeah.
It was all about shit they were going through on the streets or in the community or, the way they were viewed upon the world. Now, it's like you said, it's all about Gucci. And
Well, I blame suburban white people for that. I guarantee they make these songs into these monstrous hits, and I think the real hip hop community, there's no possible way. I mean, you watch the Chappelle show, and that's real hip hop. East Coast hip hop is what I really liked when I was a kid, and I couldn't relate. I was a suburban kid mowing grass in Colleyville, out in the country basically at the time. And it's like I didn't know what they were even talking about, but it was like the world that they imagined I wanted. It was like a different world and all these shows and all this. It was like it felt like this. We have just regressed since then. We talk about it all the time. Like we have gone backwards. It's like, yeah, we're much more sensitive now. What's it getting us? What are we getting out of it? And so even though I don't always love every comedian that's out there and what they might say or whatever else, but I'm like, man, it needs to be pushed. The more we push in that direction, it seems like these things get exposed as how ridiculous they are. The idea is ridiculous. It's like people don't even get the idea of why saying that is funny. They don't even have enough sense of humor to understand why, yes, that's incredibly offensive and insensitive, but saying it out loud on a microphone is why it's funny. I don't...
Andrew Dice Clay is a good example
Yeah.
of all of it. Yeah, like what happened? Man, come on.
Well,
You're talking
come on.
the age of feminism rising, like when
Yes.
feminism had a good place and then it steered off into this other version of feminism that is not like what it was, And that was when the Dice Man was at his worst, saying the most awful, the most awful nursery rhymes I've ever heard.
He's doing some funny videos on TikTok right now with Steve
his
Gutenberg.
old-
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that's why I'm fully endorsing Clayton Bigsby for president.
Oh, okay.
That's when I knew
Yeah,
we could get away with anything. Mm-hmm. The very first episode of Chappelle's show,
yeah,
the Clayton Bigsby bit.
yeah. I
was
missed
like,
it when
here
she showed
we
it to me. I was like,
are.
"What?"
This is on TV.
Yeah,
We can laugh about anything now.
yes,
Sean, did you? Something just hit me. You said something a second ago. Did you grow up over in Colleyville, Grapevine?
yeah. I did. I grew up in Colleyville. Was like the first neighborhood out there. It was just nothing. We didn't have a school district or anything, so we went to LD Bell.
How old are you?
52.
Oh, you're 52. Okay.
Oh, you're a bellboy too, huh?
Bell boy.
Bell boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bolos Azul.
Ah. I think half of the coaches have been arrested there, the FCA leaders, for a variety of things I
I
don't
have
want to
not
discuss.
kept track of that.
I heard every once in a while some of my high school friends show up at shows and they want to catch me up on all the horrible gossip of the day that I've missed out on being away from there, but it's always really bad. They never have good things to say, especially the FCA leaders. So
Tommy Maddox
yes,
was
he was the stud.
from Bell.
Yep. Went on to play for Pittsburgh.
And then he was the MVP of the XFL the 1 year.
Oh, I don't remember that accolade.
I think that he was the 1 year of the XFL. He was the
That's
most
funny.
valuable player.
The XFL.
I was going to check on our Dallas Stars right quick, by the way.
Yes.
Where are we at here?
Well, it's getting
Ooh, that's
it's getting some
nuts.
time. Why don't we?
Damn,
You
that's
want to
not
play some
looking
songs?
Yeah, let's do
Play
it.
some
It's
music?
3-6 Bruins right now.
Do you want to hear some Wham or do you want to hear some Cutthroat Finches? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, you were going through the bins earlier, so
Yeah, that's I always say, like, it's funny whenever I have that. Every once in a while, I'll do that song and I'll have it in the set list and I'll just like be off the mic going. It's like, no, can't do it.
it's tough.
It's like not enough Claret and D. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to do that this week. So,
But yeah.
My
what songs you want to hear from the new album?
You want another water or anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, I'm good.
Good? Okay.
my brother-in-law is in Britstop,
Oh, okay.
and they do the bins.
Yeah.
but his the singer is his old singer from the Hourly Radio.
Oh, okay.
And
the Hourly Radio.
He can reach it. Mm-hmm. And so the other night we went and saw him, and they ripped through the bins. It's so good. And then they did Airbag. They ripped out Airbag, and I was oh my god!
I ripped off Airbag on the Moon Disaster album. There's a song called Other Space, and I was working on those chords from Airbag, and then I was just like, I'm making my own song. Screw you, Tom York.
That's kind of. I need to go back and listen to that now.
You'll hear it as soon as you turn it on, because somebody came up like, "Isn't that a Radiohead song?" I was like, "No." Radio. I'm sorry, radio. What? I don't listen to radio. I'm sorry, radio. What? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that with Bo.
Where at down in Colleyville did you live at? I'm in
Terra Plantation.
No shit.
Yep.
Dude, so I grew up off Hartage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went
right
Hartage,
across from the batting cages.
Yes, that's right. But you went to Harwood then, middle school?
I went to Colleyville Elementary, and then Colleyville Middle, then Grapevine, then graduated from Colleyville.
See, they didn't. You know, that road down behind Terra, there was only like half the neighborhood built for a long time, and it would wash out with the water.
Yep.
And so they wouldn't drive, and we didn't. But there was no schools, so they didn't want to drive us to Grapevine.
That was before Saddlebrook was built.
It would wash out for a week. Like you couldn't go across to the little Burris over there.
Totally.
My grandparents lived in Saddlebrook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a while. Then they moved over to Apple Valley, which was on the other side of 26.
So here's something kind of cool. My wife and I went and did this. So behind Saddlebrook, where the Forest Bin's at, right? Behind what is, I guess, O'Reilly and everything that's back there. Mm-hmm. Now they got the big Colleyville. They put the whole huge entry deal now. Have you seen that?
The lighthouse.
The lighthouse, They spent millions on it.
And, Lord. Hey, they spent more millions because they made us move half of our equipment underground there out of the way to build that dumb thing.
So follow that river back. But if you go down, I think it's Brown Trail. If you're coming from 26, Saddlebrook comes up on the left. Take a left. Take an immediate left. It'll take you down a little cul-de-sac. And you'll take a right, and you'll come up and some houses on the left, and you'll see this alleyway that takes you down to the trees down there. It's a little ditch that takes you down there. Back when we were kids, we used to ride our bikes down there. And we built, back in the woods back there, we built this huge monstrosity of a clubhouse. I mean, half the size of this room.
Yeah.
And we had it, the creek that runs through there, a bunch of like trees and stuff when they were building the neighborhood all kind of went down in there. And we built this clubhouse up. And we really because they were building houses there in Saddlebrook. They were building houses across the street.
Is that where you're getting your material?
That's where we were getting it. We were going to the scrap piles because they'd always have like those boxes, We were going and pulling it out of there. We'd find nails from nail guns and stuff. That's what we were using. Nice. And so we put it all together, and I was like, I wonder. Like my wife and I were just out kicking around on a Sunday, had the dog with us. I was like, I wonder if that's even partially still there. You know what I mean? All these years later, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
If it is not still fully intact.
Wow.
And other kids have gone down there and built onto this thing. And it is a full-on little clubhouse still there. That's still awesome. People signed their names on it and stuff, and there was our names that we signed. And I was like, babe, look at this. Like
that's kind of badass.
I was like 9 years old.
Yeah. Still there.
Still there.
That's pretty cool.
It's still back there because that's what do you call it? A green belt?
Yeah.
So they won't build back there.
Yeah.
So it's no one's tore it down. It didn't rot away. Kids have like taken care of it, built onto it.
I have to tell my coworker about that. His house backs up to that green
So
belt.
it's like you go down and you got to cross the creek. It took me a minute to find it because I was like, was it right or left? We had to like climb through there, and then we found a trail, and then we got back there, and there it was. I was like, oh, damned.
That's awesome.
That is cool, man. It's cool, dude. I didn't know that.
We had it was a great place to we used to sneak back into the field, what's now Lakes of Somerset, I think is the neighborhood, and it was just all farmland, and we'd go back there and play with our paint guns, and we'd just annihilate each other with them. And then some of the guys started getting fully automatic ones, and it was just like
wait a minute, is that
Lakes of Somerset? When you go across behind Terra, that was just on the other side. It was all farmland, and the developers waiting for the last farmers to sell and all the stuff, and then they finally sold, and then our paintball arena was taken down. We used to call it Pork Chop Hill or something like that.
They had another one that was over what was Mount Tasia. They put one back there for a
Montasia,
while, and that was a really good one.
Well, this was just an open field we just snuck out into and would shoot each other. And no one ever came over there. I mean, there was no Colleyville Police Department.
Oh, dude.
They ever came over there or anything. They couldn't even get across the to us most of the time.
You're the only one that can relate to that, man, because people don't believe me. Like when we're down there, I'm like, you wouldn't believe it. But like,
yeah, it was
back in
like
high
it was
school,
not like what you're thinking.
26 was a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
And like Hall Johnson was.
Well, do y'all remember McPherson
those
Ranch?
days,
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, that up there by where the old 9 acres was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to. Me and my stepdad used to work on that ranch on the weekends doing stuff.
So if you go down Tinker from 26,
Yep.
and you would go down, and there was like a really nice neighborhood. Like Brett Bowden grew up down there. You guys know Brett Bowden? Okay, so you go down the hill, you come up, and on the right there'd be a really nice neighborhood. Right before that, there was a road that went down, and it would go down to the railroad tracks, and we would cross over there, and we'd go ride dirt bikes back there. Just this huge open field, and the farmer would always get pissed off if he'd catch us out there because we'd be stirring up the cattle, riding 3-wheelers and whatnot out there. And I always like, as we're driving down, what is John T. White? What is that? When the next one down from
LD
Tinker?
Lockett or something?
Yeah, you're going down that back road and you're cutting through where the house was with the long ass driveway. You know what I'm talking about? The big mansion back there, the big plantation home. It was huge. Now they've sold all that property, the mansions all down through there.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the left side, that was all that ranch. And now it's all multi-million-dollar homes. But I always think about it when I'm going through there. I'm like, man, I just fuck that.
Well, no one believes me when I tell them that at Precinct and Grapevine Highway, that used to be stables.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's where I used to keep my horses.
Do you
was
remember
at those stables back up in there?
Do you guys remember the right at Glade in 26? There was a tire shop. It was a little.
I was trying to think.
Just
of
a
the name
little.
of,
It was made out of like barn metal for a building. That's what it was built out of.
Yeah.
It was right. They put a bank on it. It was an Eckerd's for a little bit. There was an Albert's or a Kroger here. But before that, it was just this tire shop. It was no concrete. You just pull up in the dirt, pull up in it. He'd change your tires and out the other side. It blew over in a storm. And he was just like, whatever. No more of that. Sold the property for like $1,500.
Oh, God.
That was before the Kmart. That was before any of the shopping centers came in, long before the Kroger. All that was there was Red Barn, where it was when it was a saddle shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I remember it was Saddle Shop.
So it was the saddle shop.
Yep.
And that. And then there was a
Street.
Burris. The only thing that was there was a Burris.
That's right.
And then it was 2-lane. We used to live when my mom and biological dad were married, lived in apartments off Mustang Drive.
Yeah.
So up there.
Grayson Square?
I think that's what they are, right there behind the little stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back when they were nice.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of hood. But there was the roads to get out to that were little tiny dirt, wagon roads.
I moved out from Dallas, so my friends just acted like I'd moved out. I mean, I lived at like off between Preston and Douglas and Dallas when I was a kid, when I was really young. And, it was like all just right in the city, and go down like you get to Highland Park Village and all these other areas at the time. And again, Dallas and Highland Park, there weren't even the park cities. It didn't even exist. So it was like we moved out of there and moved out to the country, but it was such a blast. And the first day I went to school, I decided I needed to wear cowboy boots, assuming everyone would probably wear cowboys. And I got made fun of. I mean, and then I made the excuse that my cool tennis shoes got stuck in the driveway because the concrete wasn't set. That was the only thing I could come up with as to why I had cowboy boots on. So
I mean, that's a pretty good excuse.
It was on the fly. It was spare the moment. Fifth grade, it's like I didn't have any good fart jokes at the time, so I was like, I went with the concrete shoes instead.
Down where let's go to Grapevine.
I'm trying to paint that picture.
Down where where the Gaylord's at now. Long before the Gaylord, right?
I can't even remember what that looked like.
On that side,
park.
Well, it was just
there was a big park and fields.
The park past that before you get to the Hilton on the left, right? When the Hilton got built up, you could actually go to the back of the Hilton and still get there. You could drive up in there and go. We used to throw keg parties back there because there was this huge Victorian that sat right there in the middle of the woods, and it had a church, a jail, the whole night. And what we found out way later on was like this was the original part of Grapevine.
Yeah.
And then it went belly up, and they moved down to Main Street. So this part was there long before Grapevine was ever even
Some of those buildings got moved.
They did.
They got moved.
And that was where it came from, this little...
Did they get to move to the farm?
They didn't... Are you talking about when they built the Gaylord?
Yeah, those buildings when they moved them.
They dozed it. It's all just gone now. It was a barn, a big Victorian, and then there was a little building. It was like across the path. There was a church, and then there was a little jail, what was a police station, and it was just a little before Grapevine was Grapevine, just in the woods.
Yeah,
and you could only get back there if you had 4-wheel drive, or if you had like 4-wheelers, right? Yeah. So we would throw keg parties back there because cops couldn't get to it.
Oh, they could.
They could, but they would. They knew we weren't going anywhere.
Because my uncle was
and this is before
detective for Grapevine back in that day, and that's how I knew about them.
Oh, okay.
But he never went back there and jacked out. He went and showed us during the day.
God, we worked so hard on that because a buddy of ours ended up getting a generator, and we took a bunch of Christmas lights out there and powered the house. And we used to throw keg party. Everyone would be camping out in the woods and shit, and then we'd all come stumbling out Sunday morning or Saturday morning, something like that, and going out. And then it just kind of stopped. Like the generations of people partying just stopped for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. But
that's the original downfall of
after high school, before they built. Well, they were starting to build the Gaylord. I was kind of wondering, is it still there? And Glenda and I went out there years later. Went out there, and I was like, no, it's not there. But this, you could see, this is where it was. This is it. You can walk right up to it now. There's paths through there and trails and whatnot. But not a lot of people remember that or partying at Grapevine Lake when it was okay.
Yeah,
yeah, because the parks out there were amazing at that time.
Just on the other side of the dam there. Just turn left, and there's a park, and it overlooked the lake, and we'd go out there and party, and cops would leave us alone, and they'd come out there and be like, y'all just don't drive.
Now you got to pay $40 to go to Rockledge Park.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, really?
There's a whole golf course down through there.
Yeah.
You guys know this floods horribly.
Yeah.
No, you remember that paintball field that used to be right there by the golf course by Cowboys? Mm-mm. They had a giant outdoor paintball field for a long time, but it got flooded out.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
It had all the blow up, the big...
It had a blow up, and then they had wood forts and stuff on some of the courses, too. But, the speedball fields,
Yeah.
Full contact. Full contact living. I don't know how we survived the 70s. We always talk about it.
I'm surprised we're all alive.
I know. Our parents, they did not understand safety. There was no sense of safety. Helmets for bikes or... I think for fun, we used to drag around these 2x4s with nails through them so they'd make sparks behind our bike.
Yeah.
Just, run around the neighborhood, swing around, try to hit each other with them as we turn the corner. That was just fun. It's like
rock wars.
How did we?
Yeah, dirt clods at each other.
Just
pecan fights, BB gun fights.
I got burned up with a what do you call it? I can't remember what the jumping jacks or some of the little ones that whistle, and somebody threw one and got stuck on my collar. We were throwing them at each other, trying to stick it on each other. Sure enough, one got my collar, burned my neck, just right at the side of my face. It's like, I can't believe we lived through the 70s and 80s. And
standing up as a small child in my grandparents' Cadillac while they were smoking with the windows up.
Yeah. She was probably driving the car.
Yeah. And I would surf on the roof of the station wagon, too, sometimes.
Yeah. My grandparents
on the back
used to smoke with the
Teen Wolf
windows
style.
up. Yeah. Unreal, man.
Yeah.
I think
my mom
back to that. My grandfather had a
Your mom was a
Suburban.
roll up the window and smoke, right?
Yeah. Everybody thought I was the smoker when I got to school, but wasn't me.
It's still crazy on some airplanes to get on there and still see the ashtray that they haven't gotten rid of that yet, but they're pretty much all gone. But
and then you have to question that plane was probably made in the 60s
yes,
and 70s.
Yeah.
Why is it still here?
Why is it still
Get
here?
right off of that plane.
Are you recycling seats?
Yeah.
Is that what y'all are doing here?
No
kidding. Is that what's going on?
These LD-80s were grounded years ago. Why are you still flying them?
Yeah, it's a sketch, especially when you're going to Ireland. What's going on here with this right here?
All right, ready to hear some songs of regret and shame?
Absolutely.
Just kidding. Some fun songs.
All right. You got the record over there, buddy.
I do. But I don't have a camera.
You do now.
Oh, overhead.
Over the GoPro.
Hey kids, are you ready for some Fort Worth rock and roll? Because here, playing some cuts off the new Cutthroat Finches album, High Horse, is Mr. Sean Russell.
I'm going to play San Antonio about getting thrown in jail, kids. Skyline's blue, but it's turning gray. Winds taught the heat last night like the sun kind of reckoning. She says distance is so defeat her. I made her coffee cause I ain't gonna see her. She tells me, boy, you better be good tonight. Trouble down in San Antonio. Consequences earned by an arrogant heart. Lights flashing will start you thinking you knew better, but you know what you deserve. Whatever's coming, you hope it comes quick. And the water starts to rise. Better wake up, better come to your senses. Is a river running wild from circumstance or from the consequences? Sleepless nights held by a coin-toss fate. Fear drips overhead like rain through the sewer grates. Man, they really couldn't make you feel cheaper. Cut you down, then they make you a believer. Gavel swings heavy, then forever burn. Her last words linger in my head. In these two hands she holds her everything. When I get home I'm gonna run out to meet her. Being gone now I know how much I need her. And every day's just borrowed time. And the water starts to rise. Better wake up, better come to your senses. Is a river running wild from circumstance or from the consequences? We are live on borrowed time. We are live on borrowed time.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm glad you chose that to play because that was one of my favorites on the record.
Oh, thank you.
And that part where, you know, the water's going to rise, that feel always grabbed me. It's like a Bowie-esque change there. That
Yeah.
Yeah. As you walk to the chord progression.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, when I was I mean, you know, the flooding that happened here, it was really, it was odd, you know, the flooding in Kerrville. I mean, I remember playing this song at a show and then coming up, we were driving through that rain on the way back from a little run through hill country and everything when the flooding was happening down there. And it was just surreal. That's when I play that song now, I think a lot about that. I think about being in jail. And my complaint to the Bexar County jail people is that when you have cowboy boots on, they put the cuffs around your ankles above the boots, so they're really kind of like up on your shins. Really, it's not the cool way to do it.
No.
But no, that song, that'll always remind me of. I mean, I said that when my wife Honey really did tell me I better be good. She really said it exactly like that, and so a lot of those words are very real. It's just the irony of it. It's like you can just hear it echoing in my head as they cuffed me, and I'm sitting in the back of the police car going, "Well, I've earned this one," boy. But boy, you better be good tonight. But yeah, that song, I'm a big Calhoun fan. That band was just always and they had such great songs that just built up and just were dynamic and had these great hooks and everything. So I still feel like I still hear that or listen for it a lot of times, and that's kind of my go back to listen to I want to write a song that feels like that. It's hard to get away from it. I wish he was still writing, because then there'd be one guy older than me still writing and making music. That's the important thing. So I'm going to write a love song. I mean, not write. I'm going to sing the ultimate love song. So try not to. Don't cry this time, Dustin.
All right. I'm going to try to keep it in.
Yeah. Just say to yourself, Margaret Thatcher naked. Margaret Thatcher
Whoa.
naked.
Whoa.
That was something I wasn't thinking I was going to have to picture today.
Now when you see me, you see Margaret Thatcher naked. So the song,
Please don't do
The Man
that to
You
us.
Run To.
Please don't.
You know what? I forgot to wear the shirt.
Which shirt?
Your shirt.
The Donnie. You have a Donnie Hustle shirt?
I have a Donnie Hustle shirt.
That is.
I forgot to wear it.
Yeah, that's right. You're in a very secret underground club.
Yeah.
That's a funny story too. Did I tell you the story about how I got those? Man, my friends do awesomely horrible things with so little material you can give them, and then it becomes a sticker that gets around town to all the toilets in town. You honor me with your urinary deposit. All right, on that note, here's a love song about an orangish river. Segues are important, Let's make a life that seems worth missing. Like yesterday just stopped existing. Let's run like we just stole the keys to a kingdom on the hard sea, and I will be the man you run to. There's an orangish river by the mountainside, and a cartoon mushroom trail where you and I will hide away. We laugh while all the other nowhere cars just sadly hurry by. Not every nowhere's as good as the ones we seem to find. But tell us nothing lasts forever. But they ain't seen a you and me. For you there were no tomorrows, just wasting days too blind to see the stars are swirling round, swirling. And who was I before I kissed you? Who was I to dare to dream of someone just like you? There's a nowhere heart-shaped hole that only you could see from 1,000 miles away. Maybe I was born to need you. I wrote I love you on a concrete wall, and when we wrote I hope it's there for us to go and find. I write these words 'cause I don't know what to say. When we road that outlast our everlasting days. They tell us nothing lasts forever. They ain't seen to you and to me. Before you there were no tomorrows, just wasting days too blind to see the stars are swirling round, swirling, yeah. And who was I before I kissed you? Who was I today? Had a dream of someone just like you. There's a nowhere heart-shaped hole that only you could see from 1,000 miles away. Maybe I was born to need you. Who was I before I kissed you? Who was I to dare to dream you? And who'd have thought in 10 years we'd still wake up making promises to keep? Maybe I was born to need you.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah.
I don't make eye
Awesome.
contact with Honey when I sing that song. All right. I've got. You want me to do another song? Is that okay?
Or whatever you want to do. The ball is now in your court. Whatever you want to do.
See.
I see. I'm gonna do. Well, I'm doing off the new album. Did you already? You forgot? Mirrorball's another love song I wrote, but it ties into roller skating. So this one's. I'm gonna do American Subway Blues, and this is the one I wrote about Boston and leaving. Maddie up there at school. It was really funny. It was like it's so foreign. Boston just feels like such a different kind of city than here, And it was really beautiful, but leaving her and seeing her in like a brownstone and just like seeing your kid in that environment, and then seeing her get on the trains and she's hopping up. She was in a band at the time, and she'd get out and head to New York on a bus for $60, could make it all the way to New York City, and their whole band would go play shows in some basement in Brooklyn, and just leaving your kid up in that place. It's just so big, So just reminding her, that I was just afraid that being away from home and being still so isolated, because it was so locked down, especially compared to here, freewheeling Texas. So it was kind of. I was just thinking, man, you've got to make it up there. You're okay. Just remember, you can always come back home, but you got to make it. So I wrote this song about that and being on those subways. On a green line train in a blue-collar town, you're not quite ready to be this far underground. No fields to roam, nothing good left to breathe. No one to tell you they still believe in me. You're swallowed by crowds, somehow always alone. You won't count here like you count back home. These American subway blues never know how they're changing you. This is just where you sleep, but the city ain't your home. You can't grow roots in a field of rolling stone. You can't grow roots in a field of rolling stones. When your last dime was last month's rent, and think the greater good ain't no safe bet. You won't dream, you'll just toss and turn. Your American heart's gotta find a way to earn. I'll pray you can stand on your own 2 feet, 'cause if you don't make the money, then nobody's listening. These American subway blues never know how they're changing you. This is just where you sleep, but the city ain't your home. You can't grow roots in a field of rolling stones. You can't grow roots in a field of rolling stones. So play your songs in this New England town. This might be the place where your world gets turned around. Your big city dreams won't slide through the drain. Just roll through the tunnels on the tracks of the train. Just roll through the tunnels on the tracks of this train. This American subway blues never know how they're changing you. And this is just where you sleep, but the city ain't your home. You can't grow roots in a field of rolling stones. You can't grow roots in a field of rolling stones. Maybe we'll start thinking like the Rolling Stones.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's see. Let's see. What else can I play off this one? So I'll do one more song, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. This one's I wrote this about getting out of town. You know, when we first got our trailer, it was really funny. We were just trying to pack up and leave, and again, it was at the end of COVID, and it was the first time I'd been to Paladura Canyon, and I didn't know anything about it. Like, it's the second biggest canyon in the United States. I don't know if it's the world, but at least the United States, the second biggest canyon. But after being so cooped up and then being in a place that big, especially in like the kind of the dark sky, just feeling and being out in nature and everything was amazing. But it's like once the stars came out and everything, we were sitting in the southernmost campsite you can be in, and so everything to the south of us was just absolute black in the canyon. And it was just an amazing experience, but it just made you feel so small and so tiny, and the world felt so big again. You know what I mean? And I can't, that dichotomy or that contrast was amazing. But I do remember trying to leave, and I wasn't really good at driving the trailer, and I was being hounded. Like, this trash truck was trying to get me out of the way, so I go move around the block, and then all of a sudden it's turned around, it's coming at me, so then I got to back up with this trailer. I mean, I was like, we've got to get the fuck out of this town. So, so that's where this song starts. Rearview mirror never looks so sweet as when we left without saying goodbye. Once we start looking back, we start feeling free. Roam like coyotes hunting for dark skies. When things are right in your head, oh, get away from it all and head to the west. Chase the sun to the canyon's ashes, nowhere left to run. I can't wait to see you come undone. I can't wait to see you come undone. Canyon road winds down to the deep, under a blackbelly held in starlight. The fire burns got to release ourselves to a higher life. When things aren't right in your head, we'll get away from it all and head to the west. Chase the sun to the canyons as there's nowhere left to run. I can't wait to see you come undone. I can't wait to see you come undone. I can't think of one good reason we should all stay here. I'm begging you to follow me, baby. We can go anywhere. I can't think of one good reason we should all stay here. I'm begging you to follow me, baby. We can go anywhere. When things are right in your head, we'll get away from it all and head to the west. Chase the sun to the canyons as there's nowhere left to run. I can't wait to see you come undone. No, I can't wait to see you come undone. I can't wait to see you come undone. Head west.
Yeah, buddy. Man, thank you so much thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Thanks for
absolutely.
having me.
Yeah,
The
man.
10th episode.
It was awesome. Yep. And I don't know. Should we just show it to your camera here?
Yeah, show it to that camera. Oh, you're hooked in. You're hooked in.
What?
There it is.
Bam!
April 18th.
April 18th
April 18th.
At the post.
at the post.
There's a delay.
I know. At the post. Now. Batting.
Yeah.
And
And it says, get tickets at cutthroatfinches.com.
Indeed.
I guess that's where everybody can find you, cutthroatfinches.com.
Cutthroatfinches.com. You can find us on at Cutthroat Finches. You can find us on the grams. But yeah, get tickets early, please, so we know. I love getting text messages from people at Soundcheck wondering why they. But I really want to sell that place out. I played my very first show at the 6th Street Grill back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember when it was
one
the
of my
6th
very
Street
first
Grill,
shows I
yeah.
played there, and then when Lola's, that's what sold me on wanting to be a Fort Worth musician from Dallas was Lola's. That room. I think one of the first shows I saw there was like Calhoun, the Orbans, and Quaker City Nighthawks. I was like, damn.
The
It's
good
like
old
they're
days.
stacking them up, yeah.
The good old days.
And then Burning Hotels, like they'd always go on at 1:18 at night or something, and the place would be packed all night waiting for them to come on. It's like, man, what good old
Yep.
days.
Those were the good old days.
Yeah.
Well, man, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Episode 10, banger.
See, honey,
Loved
I
it.
told you it wasn't a setup. We just
Yeah.
wanted you to.
Honey, all this time you just thought something was
Now
going to
to switch
happen.
The mics and cameras are off.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
hope you guys enjoyed it, man. We didn't get to say what's up to the crew when we were introducing ourselves, as usual, but we didn't say what's up to the crew.
Oh, damn. I thought you were going
In-
to pass us
Double
over. I was
No,
gonna give you
man.
shit afterwards.
In the studio room, man, we got Mr. Craig Youngblood on the 1s and 6s and Matt Thomas on the 2s and 10s.
Meh.
Meh. There they
The
are.
odds.
Yeah. Well, Dustin, till next week, my friend.
Till next week, we'll do this again.
Absolutely, you guys. Be good out there. Peace.